Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast with Champions show live on bwcdaily.com and across platforms. We're going to go live on Twitter Spaces very soon. In fact, I'm going to hit the start now on Twitter Spaces right now. So good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to invite myself to Twitter Spaces on the other channel as well as we begin and start the day. I hope you are well. I'm feeling great as we begin live on BWC Daily. Good morning, good morning, good morning. As we get this show on the road, multitasking. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And let's see here. All right. Good morning. Everybody's here. I'm going to start inviting some people. Let me invite myself real quick here so I can make sure I do the stream. Send speaker invite. Good morning. And here we go. Jump in here. All right. Good morning. Let's see. Join the conversation. We're live right now. It's amazing when you're doing multiple stream of things, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Sent you a link. Join live. All right. Why isn't that going? Let me invite myself again. But right now, I'm going to play some music. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Here we go. Let's play some music as we begin another day of Breakfast with Champions. Here we go. Let's see here. Which one shall we play? We will play this one. Let's go.
Welcome to Breakfast with Champions. We're all about motivation, education, and inspiration with a dose of positivity. Get to know us better at bwcdaily.com. The Breakfast with Champions show is about to start, and we're so glad that you're here with us. Not everyone understands why you like to wake up so early in the morning, but we do. Not everyone understands why your health is so important to you, but we do. Not everyone understands why our morning routine is your ingredient for success. We do. Not everyone understands why you want to be the best version of yourself who God created you to be. As the founder of BWC says, Glenn Lundy. But you know what? We understand you. This is Breakfast with Champions. Get to know us better at bwcdaily.com. The show's going to start soon. We're a community of working professionals, young adults, entrepreneurs, senior citizens, people who've been laid off, middle-aged dads, multimillionaires, fitness experts, realtors, busy moms, and car dealers. We are Breakfast with Champions, and we're so glad that you're here today. It's a brand new day. Go make an impact in the life of somebody else. Somebody out there needs you. And we're glad you're here. This is Breakfast with Champions. We're a community of winners. We're not perfect people, but we do want to win, and we do win. We're all about motivation. We're all about education. We're all about inspiration. And for sure, we're all about positivity. There's enough negativity in the world. That's why we've crafted this special oasis to help you live your best life or start or grow your business. This is Breakfast with Champions. Get to know us better at bwcdaily.com. Stay tuned, stand by. You're in the right place. If you want to surround yourself with champions and winners, you can't do it at a place better than this. Breakfast with Champions. By the way, don't forget to spread the word. Let others know that this community is for them too. Breakfast with Champions.
To try to go live on Twitter Spaces. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Welcome to
So we're going to keep that
with
music going. Give me
Champions.
2 more minutes here.
We're all about
Twitter
motivation,
Spaces is kind of acting up,
education,
so
and
we'll
inspiration
see what happens.
with
In
a
fact,
dose
Christine,
of
if you don't mind, I'm going to
positivity.
bring you on
Get-
for a second here, just to join me here. just chat a bit, talk a bit. And good morning, everybody. Just want to get Twitter Spaces rolling before we bring out Renee Knorr. But Christina, talk to the people a little bit, please.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, and I hope you are having a great morning so far. Oh my God. Today is going to be another powerful lineup today. Starting out with Miss Renee Knorr and guest. She's going to bring it. So you all just come on in. There you go, Miss Renee. She's going to bring it. She's going to bring it in. She's coming in hot. Believe me, she's going to come in hot. So you all, I hope you have your water. I hope you have your coffee. I hope you have everything that you need because we don't want you to move once we get started. So get your stuff situated. And at 5 a.m. sharp Eastern, we're going to take it off. We're going to run off with it. Renee, how are you doing this morning?
I am doing phenomenal. And you are looking incredible at 5 a.m. in the morning, Christina.
Oh my God. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. You are looking stunning yourself. I'm absolutely loving the yellow on you.
It's like sunshine in here, right? At 5 o'clock in the morning. Why not? Let's do it.
Absolutely. It is early. It's sunshine early in the morning at 5 o'clock a.m., right? Look, I want to go ahead and pass it on to you so you can take it over. It is already 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, and that's what time we get started. So, Miss Renee, go ahead and take it away.
Well, thank you so very much, Christina. And I just want to say welcome to everyone in not only the Clubhouse, YouTube, alongside with on all of our social media platforms. Today is a phenomenal day, right, Miss Christina? Not only is it an incredible day, but we know for sure Thursdays are always special because the women always seem to bring it. And let's also say thanks to Mr. David for also doing a phenomenal job of holding down the fort also with the amazing ladies. Guys, if you haven't already shared out the room and all the platforms, we need you to do that. So let's go ahead. And today, I always like to talk about those red hearts. Let's put some yellow hearts in the chat because we're going to be bringing sunshine today, baby. We are live and it's time to not only take over, but it's time for Breakfast with Champions alongside the BWC Daily to bring this whole new platform to a whole nother level. We got a great pair of legs, and thanks to Mr. Ramon alongside with Christina and everyone has been able to pour in their expertise to bring this family all together. So guys, I'm Renee Knorr. I'm grateful to be not only the founder of the Global Women Wealth Warriors, but also the founder of the GW3 Society. And we've been able to not only help others to bridge the gap between financial literacy and health and wellness, but we like to say we're also dream makers in this space, guys. We've literally lived out our whole ministries right here on the platform. Christina, we traveled all the way from Africa as well as some of the other locations and just really being the game changer. And you know what? That's what I love about Breakfast with Champions. Today, we're going to bring somebody special to the table as well, where we talk about this whole space. Not only are we going to talk about the doing pivotal decisions, because that's guarantee that's what we're doing right now, right?
Absolutely.
Winning with pivotal decisions. But also, I'm going to bring Janet Alvarado to the set with us because Janet, we've just finished completing our Women's Summit right in the Atlanta area and talking about a powerful experience. Good morning, Miss Janet Alvarado, all the way from Las Vegas. And I'm going to say this, first and foremost, I know how powerful it is for you to be able to be waking up this bright and early. So I just want to say thank you for being here. You're looking incredible, Janet. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Breakfast with Champions. This is Janet from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm proud and honored to be here with you, Renee, to discuss the Women's Summit. It was such an amazing event this weekend that you curated, and you always bringing it, Renee. It was just an amazing event, and if anybody needs to see the replay on that, we will post a link to that here in our this morning.
Not a problem at all. I want to talk about also the power of just coming together. We've been able to connect right here on this incredible app. And not only has it been, I would feel as if it's been life changing. I know it has been life changing for me, even just being a part of the Breakfast with Champions family, but also it's been able to connect with great souls. Janet, when I came out there to Las Vegas, not only did you embrace me with open arms, but oh my goodness, you were just like, you had a safety care package for me as well. I was like, oh my God. As they would say, bless my heart. Talk to us, Janet, about the importance of relationships, because that's something that is really dear to my heart when you think about relationships. So talk about that, please.
Good morning. Oh, I see Mary
See, Mary
Kim
Kim, yes.
posted a good morning. Oh my goodness, relationships. It's so important to stay connected with your relationships, and be who you are. When Renee, I've known you on the app, Clubhouse, this beautiful app, for a year until we met. And when you were coming to Vegas, it was such a exciting time. And, of course, I have to give you the Vegas treatment. Some water, because we are in the desert. Gotta hydrate, my friend, and have some snacks, because I know a long flight from Atlanta to Las Vegas is not easy. So I had some snacks for you and some flowers, because I just love you knowing Renee. And I had this sign. Queen
About
Renee.
the same that we had back there, right?
You do?
Yes.
And it was just an amazing time getting to meet you and hug you in person, and the relationships that we have connected with, the Global Women Wealth Warriors. So I'm so happy and honored to be part of this great community that you have created, Renee. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so very much. I'm excited about today, Janet. This is like our first launch within the BWC Daily. We're doing it live. And, that automatically is sort of like a pivot, within everyone. There's a little bit of a shift. Some people still probably don't even know that we're live. So if you're in the Clubhouse, we really want you to tune into the live channels. We're on Twitter alongside with Facebook as well as YouTube. And I just want to say how grateful I am also for just being a part of the host within the live BWC Daily. Don't take anything for granted as well. It's a wonderful way to start off our morning, being able to have gratitude, and also being able to be around such phenomenal men and women each and every day. And just being in a space where we connected, Janet, just on the Clubhouse within itself, it has been impactful. We've been able to impact lives of others, and we're going to continue on doing that as well. I just want to say, in regarding to just some of the accomplishments that we've been able to do with the Breakfast with Champions, we've been able to help bridge that gap for those who have been able to find themselves lost at some times, right? From business, alongside with finances, even somewhere where it relates to relationships as well. I feel as if we've been able to curate some of the most powerful content that we have. And you know what, girl, while we're going to be talking about a little bit more tea, I'm going to sip my tea right now as well, because it's so important in the morning to get yourself started doing the right activities as well as good habits, right, as we're sipping our tea.
And speaking of tea, let me shout out real quick the BWC.
Yes. She said let her do a shout out. Do a shout out. Go ahead.
Glenn Lundy and what he created with Breakfast with Champions, and then now the BWCDaily.com. Phenomenal. It's helping and impacting so many people. And just being in this space, I've met some phenomenal souls, and I am so grateful. See what happens when you have that calling? Because Glenn and you, Renee, had that calling. And you went for it, and you weren't afraid, and look at what it has created. So thank you to both of you and to everyone who's been part of this amazing journey. it's just, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, you know, Glenn definitely having an anointing over his entire world. When you think about his journey as well as his steps, you know, God gave him another opportunity. And look what has happened. Out of that opportunity of giving him another chance to live, you know, he's been able to bring around a family of over 180,000 members within the Breakfast with Champions. So that's pretty phenomenal within itself. So, you know, as we were talking earlier today, earlier this week, we're just talking about how many things have been able to not only impact lives, but also change lives. And it's all about that human connection, but also living in your gifts and being intentional during the process. And I'm just super excited about that. You know, a couple of other things too. When you think about putting together an event, good morning, Jeff. Oh my God. Good morning, Pastor Jeff. Guys, if you are not only plugged in with us live, make sure you're sharing out the room right there within the entire platform with Clubhouse. You know, currently sometimes it has these different algorithms, and you know, now we have, instead of a club, we have our own house. That's pretty significant as well. You know, so I want to just say good morning to everyone. And usually I'm going to go right back into the Clubhouse to recognize some of those incredible humans that are there. And I want to say good morning to Mary Lynn. Good morning to Miss Bella is in the house. Oh my goodness. I see Miss Samira all the way from Paris. Bonjour, bonjour. Good morning, stars. Tina is here as well. Miss Regina, alongside with Marsha, as well as so many others. Andy has his hands up. Guys, if you're in the Clubhouse, if you want to come on up to the stage, more than welcome, you can do that as well. But you know what? If you're right now live on the set, please go ahead on and put some yellow hearts in the chat. Janet Alvarado is blazing with her great energy this morning. And you know what, guys? She got up extra early because she's on the West Coast. So let's give her so much love right there. You know, it's about being able to stay committed as well and do what you say you're going to do. So let's talk about being able to pivot, you know, making those pivotal decisions. I think we've all understand that we definitely had to pivot just because of the pandemic. Look what we have now. We literally have a platform that's been able to be not only engaging, but it's also given us an opportunity to be creative. And in that pivotal moment, you know, whether you are in a relationship, whether you're putting on an event, which we're going to talk about that, or whether you need to make a big change or a big decision in your life. Whenever it's time for you to pivot, I would say this, guys, do it quickly. Make the decision and just do it quickly, because what happens during that process is going to be a learning situation no matter what. When you realize what the challenges are, or even when you realize maybe some of the angles that you could be doing something a little bit differently, just go ahead on and make that decision and stay committed. And also remember this, guys, take the time to organize your steps, because that's something that's really important. You know, last weekend, we had the opportunity, Janet, of not only creating the Women's Summit, we were able to also, we were able to also bring about so many incredible relationships as well, which was pretty incredible. Now, you, alongside with Blessing, as well as Tanya, and also Leslie, you guys were the virtual co-host in that experience. While we were live in Atlanta, you all were virtually keeping everything, holding everything down on the social media platforms. Share with everybody what that experience was like for you, Janet.
You know, Renee, it was my first time. It was my first time maneuvering through that the StreamYard app, trying to get everybody together, and it was something new for me. So, for something new to come into your space and learn something like that, it could be a little stressful. But at the same time, when you're surrounded by by people who are going to bring you back and let you know that, hey, it's going to be okay. Let's take it a step at a time. Kind of bring you from exploding or getting so excited to excited. That was key right there, Renee, because you kind of brought me back It's okay. We always say technology loves me and we love technology. And it'll work out regardless. And if it doesn't, we're just going to keep it moving. We're just going to keep it moving because the show must go on, right?
The show must go on. Oh my goodness. And I know for sure Ramon Ray knows exactly what you're talking about there, alongside with all the other moderators. Just being able to make this pivot change, even with what we're doing right now with the Breakfast with Champion being live, right? That was a different movement. And even understanding kind of like the flow and even just the importance of being able to turn it on and sometimes being able to turn it off as well. It's all about energy. And, I'm just so grateful. You guys did a blazing job. Oh, my goodness. It was nice to be able to interact and see also Tanya pour in. But you know what the greatest gift was? We made it happen. And that's something when you're making a pivotal decision, guys, just work through it. Trust the process. Sometimes you can't even see what's going to happen on the other side, but you just have to have faith. And you have to believe that it's going to happen. I'll share this with you also. Whenever it's time for an event, and right now we know the Breakfast for Champions, they're in Dallas, getting ready to kickstart the first Dallas BWC experience. And, it's always opportunities for learning whenever you have to do a little bit of a pivot. And I'll share this with you, even when it comes down to, your thoughts and your ideas. Maybe you wanted to do something different, but sometimes it's okay to change. And you got to be also receptive of that. Don't beat yourself up so bad, right? Always realize, you know what, maybe it wasn't supposed to be that way. It's always probably supposed to be the second way. And I'll say this: just keep your focus. Make sure you have clarity in your steps, and also just trust the process. Now let's talk about this, because I'm seeing all these great people here. Miss Mary Kim, I see Miss Jackie over there in Chicago as well. I mean, I just love good energy, Janet. One of the things we can remember too, when we are making certain moves in our lives, as well as when it comes down to pivotal decisions that may not go the way we expected, sometimes it's all about God's plan. Sometimes it's just about God's plan. I always say, like, there's the master plan, and the master plan may not be so much what you may think it should be, but you know what? If you just keep yourself in alignment in regarding to what it is that you want to do, have clarity. Have clarity. That is something that is so important, and stand organized. Everybody's like, Renee, you could do an event overnight just like that. But you know what, guys? It's not that easy. Events are not easy. However, when you stay organized, you put in place that vision and you write down things, and you have to have the right group that's going to support you as well. You got to have team. You got to have a team to make it work through. Let's talk about some of the most important points. Also, having the right people to interact with everyone. One of the things that we usually do when we do our events, we always like to have interviews of the host, or even interviews of the speakers, to get everybody an opportunity to get to know them. So what we're going to be doing is following up with each and every last one of those speakers. We had over 20 speakers for this past process. Oh my God. What were some of your biggest takeaways from it? Please share your biggest takeaway from the.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Tanaka in the technology field, showing us the future of technology and AI and what's coming for us. And with technology today, it's advancing us 100 years within 10 years. So we got to get if you're not on the train of technology, you're going to be left behind.
Yes.
And it's nothing to be afraid of. It's exciting and amazing, and I'm excited I've already started, so I'm like excited to be in this circle and realm. So for Dr. Tanaka, I would love to learn more about him, and I know we're going to have something happening with the GW3 and Dr. Tanaka, right, Renee?
Absolutely.
Workshops.
Yes, I love our scientist, Dr. Danaka. Not only was he able to he was spitting fire when he
He
was
was.
presenting because everybody was engulfed. You know what I liked about it? He broke it down in three simple steps. Three simple steps. And not only was everybody able to embrace his information, but also we have to welcome change. For
Mhm.
2023, we all have to keep on evolving. So change is inevitable. And one of the things that he was able to do, with technology, we could literally utilize it
Oh,
by just
nail
with
polish.
our nail polish, right? He was able to show us with the band, because he actually was one of our speakers also with the Power to Soar Leadership Conference.
Yes.
But with technology, you can scan your clothes, your nails, even your earrings, everything, and it can automatically give you information. It's really scary at the same time. I'm going to be honest with you, Janet. But at the same
Change.
token, we know we still have to what? We have to welcome change. So
Yes.
definitely we're looking forward to those programs. What's going to be taking place with the GW3 Global Society, not only for members and non-members, we're going to be opening up a platform to educate you more in regarding to, fast forward with scientists alongside with doctors. We had over
Mhm.
6 doctors that was presented from our holistic doctor. Oh my goodness. And let's just talk about definitely the RN. My goodness, Mrs. Dana Austin, who actually was one of our guests as well. She's the one that kicked us off with our sipping tea. But what about the importance of just eating the right foods to keep us flourish, right? Those were some of the tips that she was able to help us with. And, I was just grateful to see how so many of individuals came together. We kicked off not only the Women's Summit right in the month of March. I consider it as Women's Day every day. Put it in the chat with some yellow hearts if every day is all about women. That's right. We not only kicked off with the Women's Series in March, but we celebrated it in April because we wanted to also pull it right into the Financial Literacy Month. April is all about Financial Literacy Month. That's why we were grateful to have Liberty Bank as one of our sponsors as well. And oh my goodness, laid down a platform. We had investors there, real estate brokers. Oh my goodness, it's just a plethora of so many amazing relationships we're able to bring together. So again, when you're planning for your next event, when you're planning for your power experience, think about this. Not only is it important to have the right ingredients, I'm from New Orleans, so we like to mix it up with a little bit of gumbo. You want to have the right Cajun sauces, right? And with that, you want to have the right ingredients, the right people, making sure that your speakers are ones that are going to be able to connect with your guest that's going to be arriving. In addition to that, you want to promote the heck out of your event. Let's talk about that. Promote, promote, promote. Not only is promotion important for those who are about the event, but marketing and promotion is a way to also attract new people. So if you're a part of an event, the key there, guys, is always to be able to attract new people as well as, of course, maintain your existing guests. But you want to be able to promote and market the heck out of your events. And that's something that's really, really key. Don't hold on to your secrets, especially when you already know that it's going to be a masterpiece. Prime example with the Breakfast with Champions, they're right now in Dallas, and everyone have been able to support that. We're knowing for sure we're going to have Miss Kim Walsh Phillips that's going to be there, alongside with Mr. T.M. Hyman, alongside with Miss Stars Tina, and I mean just the list of other plethora of great individuals. And of course, the man himself, Mr. Ramon Ray, he's also going to be taking on that opportunity. But Trevor, everybody, please put some hearts in the chat for Trevor right there in Dallas, because Trevor is the man behind the genius that's making sure that he's being able to host the event right there in Dallas. It's going to be pretty spectacular. So let's talk about this as well, Janet. We know for sure we're going to be preparing for Mr. man himself, Mr. Glenn Lundy,
Hey,
that's
Renee.
going to be stepping in. Hey, Mr.
Hey, I don't want to
Ramon.
stop your flow. I just want to let people know because people are just coming in. They're like, wait a minute, I see Ramon's face on profiles, but I hear Queen Renee. What's going on? So I just want to remind people, 5-second break. Renee Knorr is speaking through my profile. So I'm Ramon Ray, but Renee Knorr is speaking and her amazing guest, Jeanette. So that's what's going on here on Breakfast Champions, live streaming on Clubhouse, live streaming on Twitter Spaces. Just wanted to people know, people could have just joined and wondering, wait a minute, Ramon said he's a fake Hispanic, but we hear a real Hispanic lady speaking. So what's going on? Renee Knorr, back to you, doing great. Please continue. I just wanted to let people know because some people, who are new to the platform,
Absolutely. We're
didn't know.
sipping some
Please
more
continue.
tea. Thank you, Ramon.
Yes.
I just love him. His energy is so infectious. Guys, put some hearts in the chat for Ramon Ray energy, okay? And he wakes up like this every day as well. But a couple other pointers before we welcome the man himself, Mr. Glenn Lundy. While we're preparing for Glenn, if everyone can please do us this, whether you're in the clubhouse, whether you're right there on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you may be, let's make sure we're sharing out. Remember what I said, promote. Promotion of events is something that's really key. And that's going to be a way to attract new sponsors, new vendors, alongside with new guests. I always enjoy doing that. And then a way to track not only with your thank yous, your follow-ups. Guys, it's so important after you've had your events to make sure you send out those personal thank yous, to give phone calls, to be so intentional with your events. And then that way you can always have another follow-up. As it stands right now, Janet, we literally have 2 more events booked just from what we did with the Women's Summit. And I'm so grateful. Someone want to pull us to Nashville. I'm like, sure, we can go to Nashville. And then we're talking about also coming over there to Las Vegas. Miss Jackie wants us to come back to Chicago. I mean, it's just great when you have options. And one of the greatest things I would say too, have fun. Have fun. Turn up the music. Everyone knows how much I love good music, good energy. Have fun when you're doing your events. It's so funny. I'll say this, Janet. When they first introduced me, it was like, and it's Renee Knorr. They talked about me and everything like that. But my music, the energy, I said, no, we're going to have to hit the reset button. We're going to do this all over. And that's what we did. We reset the space, we turned up the music, and we brought the energy. So I encourage you guys, no matter what, wherever you may be, make sure you bring the right energy, because what that does, that not only set the tone, but also that get everybody else the right type of vibration as well. And I would say this, oh my goodness, we rocked and rolled for the entire summit. And I just want to thank you over and over again, because you guys did a really, really great job. So Janet, what is next coming up on your agenda within, not only with GW3, but also even with your own business? Please share.
Renee, you mentioning what you just said about pivoting, you pivoted and the event still kept on. Things are going to happen and we might stumble and fall, but we got to get right back up and continue on. Keep it moving.
Keeping it moving. Yes. So what are you working on? Talk to me in regard to what's next.
Oh my God, so much is coming. And the women GW3 our Power to Soar Summit is coming up in August. So excited. So we're thinking cruise, Chicago, Las Vegas, one or the other, but I'm excited to go on that cruise with the GW3 Warriors. It's going to be so much fun in August. And just a lot of things happening. You inspire me, not just you, but the GW3 and the whole community inspires me to continue my dream, because I'm seeing everybody in my circle creating their dream. Mm-hmm. So I know that it's possible for me to create mine, and especially if that dream does not leave you and keeps knocking at you like, hello, I'm still here. This dream that needs to be accomplished. So I'm working on the big dream, La Familia Development. It's a for-profit organization that's going to help families. 100%. It's going to help families with affordable housing. It's going to help those senior citizens. That's my focus right there, is the seniors with affordable housing and create communities, self-sustainable communities. So I'm excited for that big dream. It can get a little scary, but I'm going to keep it moving. So thank you, Renee.
You already know that. But the great part about that, Janet, you know how much I love you. I believe that by working together and supporting one another, it's really going to help us to be able to not only achieve bigger things, right, but also keep ourselves excited, even within our vision, as well as also in our journey. You know, grateful that within the GW3 society, it's about empowerment. Not only is it about empowerment, we want to help you embrace and encourage you to keep striving. That's right, keep striving, because we know we want you to stretch yourself and, most importantly, live in purpose. Live in your purpose. So that's our ESP. That's right, our ESP way of helping you to not only be encouraged, stretch yourself, promoting yourself, but also make sure you're standing within your purpose. Well, it's right about that time where we're going to be bringing the man to the center of the stage. I just want to thank everybody for joining us for this morning, Thursday morning. There we go, Thursday morning, with myself. I'm Renee Knorr, alongside with Miss Janet Alvarado, and we're so grateful that we have the man himself, Mr. Ramon Ray. Looking forward to Mr. Glenn Lundy. I'm sure he's going to be laying it out really big for us, Ramon.
Absolutely. No, you did a fantastic job, Jeanette. Good to have you here. And Renee, indeed, we can keep chatting. We'll hear Glenn's voice come through probably first on Twitter Spaces. He usually gives a nice hearty hello. But indeed, and I think the aspect of moving forward is great. Christine, I'm going to bring you in here real quick. Absolutely. I know you're doing a lot of things, but Glenn, when you're ready, brother, we'll hear your voice, and or you may just go live stream on Facebook. We'll see what Glenn decides to do. But yeah, this was great. I mean, I think the aspect that I got, what Jeanette said was get back up again. Christine, what did you think about that? Get back up again.
You know what? I love it. We have to get back. We have to keep getting back up, because guess what? If not, we're going to stay down. So Les Brown said it best. If you can look up, you can get up. Okay. So we can't stay down. We have to keep getting up. So don't stay stuck. Don't stay down. Get yourself up and keep going. Keep moving forward. And I love the fact that I wrote down a few key points. Stay focused. You say keep the focus. Have clarity on in your steps, right? Be clear on what you want, right? Be clear on it. Have that clarity. Work for it, right? If you want it, if it's worth working for, work for it. Go get it done. And also, the environment is very important. Who you surround yourself with is very important, right? Weed out those people and those things. Yes, Glenn Lundy. We're gonna roll right on into Glenn. I was on the roll, Glenn. I was on the roll.
I'm gonna trademark that voice.
You were, girl. You was going.
Morning, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, my name is Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8. And I'm about to go live with episode 1178 of hashtag Rise and Grind, a daily morning show bringing you motivation, education, and inspiration. I am grateful for the one and only, the Queen, Renee Knorr, kicking us off here today. Thank you, Renee. You're amazing. For those of you that want to watch the show, you can go to official Glenn Lundy to do so. If you want to listen to the show, you can do right here in Twitter Spaces. I believe it's streaming in the Clubhouse too. You can listen there however you want to do it. But I'm going live in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, look, now this has happened twice this week. Okay, you see this right here for those of you that are popping in on the video like this right here. I don't know what's going on. I must be sleeping like in a weird, I'm like, look at these little things right here. I have got to get in the habit of looking at myself in the mirror before I show up. Today, we are going to play some brain games today, which is going to be super, super fun. We're also going to witness some real life sleepwalking, and it's a bit crazy, no doubt. My guy Art is going to come in here and drop some wisdom and some knowledge on us. We're also going to peel back some layers on that onion as they say. And we're going to look at some of the programming that's been done, programming that you've done over the years here in this incredible thing called life. But we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun show today. Maybe a couple twists, maybe a couple turns, maybe some surprises. Who knows? Jack Black might even show up in the thing today. I'm not positive exactly how it's going to go. Here's what I do know, though. I'm grateful that you're here, and it's time for us to rise and grind. Good morning, and welcome to #Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and your life. So grab your pen and turn up the volume because it's time to rise and grind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Hey, those of you that are listening on audio, come join us today on Facebook or YouTube for the video production of today's show. You're going to really enjoy it. Hey, today is Thursday, April 13th, 2023, which I had to think about that this morning. I was like, is it March? What's up, Ken Cook? Is it March or is it April? And I was like, oh, it's April, like April 13th, like holy smokes, dude. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, April 13th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible day. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where it is set to be 80 degrees today. That's right. Booyah. Let's go. 80 degrees. That's what I'm talking about. That's my kind of weather. And what I love about the spring is we're starting off the day at like 48, nice and cool in the morning, get a little run in later, won't be too hot. Then the day will progress and then it'll be 80. That's right. You heard it. 80. Now, for all the ladies out there, just so you know, because it's going to be 80 today, that doesn't mean you turn off the thermostat. That's not how it works. You keep the thermostat set at 70 because when it drops down to 40 at night, you don't want to freeze because you forgot to turn the thing back on. I'm just saying, we had a whole debate about this. We had this whole discussion in Breakfast with Champions one time. I don't know what the heck y'all are thinking turning that thing off. Just leave it be. Leave it where it's supposed to be and you'll be just fine. I promise. All right. So today, 80 degrees in Lexington, which is amazing. I don't know what it's going to be like over in Texas. I don't know what the temperature is supposed to be there, but I do know I'll be there much later tonight. But I'm super excited because the Breakfast with Champions Business Conference kicks off today in Dallas, Texas. How amazing is that? I want to give a shout out to Trevor Houston as well as Ramon Ray. They put together this incredible event. Starts today, goes through tomorrow in Dallas, Texas. Got an amazing lineup. I'm excited. There's so many speakers that I've never met before, as well as some that I have. And so I'm super excited to feel like I'm at home, but at the same time get to meet some new incredible people that are either connected to Trevor or connected to Ramon or they're connected to somebody else. I don't know, but I do know I'm stinking excited. So that is today as well. So check it out, man, real quick. See if you can keep up. Tonight, Dallas, Texas. Be there, right? Boom. Tomorrow, speak in Dallas. Tomorrow night, dinner with some folks from Breakfast with Champions. Saturday morning, podcast interview in Dallas. Saturday morning, appointment with a buddy of mine, business strategy session. That'll happen Saturday morning. Then hop in the car, do a little drive, meet with Lisa Copeland outside of Austin, Texas. Have lunch with Lisa. Then I'm going to Gary Lynn Shelton Automotive Group, right? They've got 6 stores. So I'll spend time in all 6 stores on Saturday. Then I'll do dinner with my guy Ernesto Saturday night in Austin, as well as meet up with Alex Flores, my guy Alex Flores. So then we're going to have dinner. Then Sunday morning, we have a bike ride of some sort scheduled that Alex was telling me about. I don't know what that really looks like, but we have a bike ride scheduled Sunday morning, followed by church with Alex Flores, which I'm super excited about. Then we're going to have lunch. Then he's going to dip off to the TADA event that's happening Sunday night. I'm going to drive the rest of the way down to San Antonio, where I'm going to run 5 miles in San Antonio for part of my marathon training. I'll do that the evening of Sunday because I can't do it in the morning of Sunday because I'll be riding bikes with Alex on Sunday. And then Monday morning, we'll meet with the Cavender Auto Group. They have 8 stores. I'm going to spend the day there with Cavender Auto. Then halfway through the day, I'll head back to the airport, where at the airport, I've got a meeting at 1 o'clock with Heather Parody and some production folks about the future of #Rise and Grind. Then I'll fly back to Dallas. And in Dallas, I've got a layover. And during that layover, I'll be keynoting an event with my friend Rachel Black from Royalty Logistics. Then I'll hop on another plane and come back home. Not to mention all the things that got to get done today before I ever even hop on that plane to go to Dallas. So it's going to be a powerful weekend, and I'm so thankful that it starts off with the Breakfast with Champions Business Conference, Dallas, Texas. You still got time. Look, you could hop on a plane right now, or you could jump in a car, and you could make your way there. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Listen, today is also the first day that you're actually going to spend the entire day thinking about what you think about. Oh, that's right. You're going to spend the entire day thinking about what you think about. And I apologize for this right now. I'm already planting this seed. I know I'm going to pop back in your head a little bit later today. You're going to be frustrated with me. You're going to be thinking about something that you saw, heard on this show, but you're going to spend the entire day thinking about what you think about. And so if you're slammed today, like if your schedule today looks like anything like mine does over the next 5 days, good luck. Good luck getting it all done, because you're going to be pondering stuff all day long. Does that sound fair? Now, listen, why do we need to do this? We need to do this, well, because if I'm being honest with you and talking to you out of love, my name's Glenn and I'm your friend. If I'm being honest with you, most of us, not most of us, all of us are sleepwalking through this thing called life. Like for real, all of us, you, me, Mary Lynn, Vicky, Valerie, Gail, Liza, Heather. I'm seeing a lot of ladies in here this morning. Jeff, Pastor Jeff, Ramon. We're all sleepwalking through this thing called life. And just like when you're sleepwalking, you don't realize that you are, but you are. For example, there's a woman on TikTok. She records all of her sleepwalking experiences. And it's quite interesting. I think there might be a light cuss word or two here in this video. I hope not, but there might be. So just be warned. But here's a little video of what sleepwalking looks like for this wild woman right here.
Don't judge me. I'm pretty sure I have diarrhea. Big time.
Hi, and welcome to Sneaky Sleepwalking.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, not watching, she's currently walking a non-existent dog out in the street. She just has a dog leash that she's dragging at the moment in the middle of the night.
You okay? Yeah.
Sleepwalking. It's back.
Wait, when you hang outside, it just smells shit anymore. Wow! Nice!
She said no one will know. She was filling her pants with everything, stealing all her own stuff, sticking it in her pants. And then she says at the end, no one will know. But look, she didn't realize she shouldn't know. Shouldn't know she's sleepwalking. She's sleepwalking, but she didn't know she's sleepwalking. And look, don't get mad at me, man, but that's what we're all doing. We are all sleepwalking, and it looks ridiculous when it's somebody stealing their own stuff or walking a dog that doesn't exist. But a lack of awareness, not knowing that this is what we're doing, could quite possibly be the thing that's keeping you from going where it is that you want to go. So don't get mad at me, but we're going to pull back the curtain on this a little bit today. We're going to peel back another layer on that onion, as they say. And ultimately, we're going to uncover some truths about you that maybe you'll like, maybe you won't like. What's up, Scott Simons? Great to see you. Either way, today we are going in. We're going in. Fair? All right, cool. Before we do, you know what we got to do on this show. You know we got to do some dancing. You know, you got to get that body in motion. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. Let's get moving. Come on now. Wherever you are in the world, whatever it is you're doing, I just want you to dance right now. Just come on. You can break it out if you're a little old school. I ended up watching a Cedric the Entertainer movie yesterday with the kids. And he was like over there grooving. I was like, dang, he's got that old man groove down. Said the Entertainer's got the old man groove down, right? So whatever it is, however you move that body, let's get it moving this morning, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. Let's get rocking and rolling, all right? This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right, Vicky. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can help people change the way they start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you to hit that share button. Can you do that for me? I'd greatly appreciate it. YouTube, share it out. Facebook, share it out. Twitter Spaces, tweet it out. Wherever we are. Wherever you are. Share it out. I would greatly appreciate it. And then lastly, this is the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, Mr. Russell Tabone. I want to say good morning to you, and I want you guys to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, say what's up. I'll say what's up back. All right, Gail B. Craft, great to see you. Young Johnson, I'm glad you're here. Valerie Oakley's in the building. The Queen, Renee Knorr, thank you for being here. Russell Hill, 77 degrees and sunny in Dallas. That's what I'm talking about. Ryan Gallagher, thanks for being here. Tony Thorstad's in the building. Donza Montgomery, I'm glad you're here. Kelly DeJoy, thanks for being here with us this morning. Tom Popelka and Felicia Shakespeare, I'm glad you are in the building. Yasmin's here as well. I see Bill Fitzgerald. I see Dora Maria. What's up, Daryl Walker? Not Darrell. Daryl Walker. Great to see you. What's up, Debbie Dowling Waba? Glad you're here. My guy Marvin from across the pond. What's up, Tara Hope? How you doing, Derek and Angeline? I see Jacqueline is in the building. Mignon. I see Allison is up in here, and Spencer. I also see the one and only Miss Heather Parody in the building. From Carter Myers Automotive, my dear friend Miss Liza Myers Borges is here as well. Absolutely incredible to see both of you. Thanks for being here with me this morning. Angeline Moore is in the building. Melvin Rodriguez, he's doing some dancing. What's up, Michelle McLean? I'm glad you've decided to join us here today as well. It's really great to see all of you, and I look forward to seeing those of you that are in Dallas. Tomorrow is when we're going to connect. I look forward to seeing you guys live and in person. Thanks for being here with me today. Let's continue to dive in. Let's continue to peel back this onion. Let's continue to open the curtain. Get behind the curtain. Mr. Tony Thorstad and Beth Lucchese. Let's go ahead and jump in.
I believe desire and will to win is everything. I don't know why I'm like I am, but my butt's always burning. There's always something say, Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to go for it. Art, dadgummit, you're supposed to be somebody. You're supposed to make a difference with your life. What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. You look at the outside and study those two individuals, everything seems to be the same. They both are the same sex, they both are the same age, have the same training, the same positions, the same contract, the same fringe benefits. They both are successful, they work hard, they're good family people, make tough commitments. But what's the difference? What does the $500,000 a year person do? The $50,000 a year person doesn't do. He pays the price and a little bit more. He works hard and a little bit more. He's loyal to the company and a little bit more. He bleeds and a little bit more. He makes money and a little bit more. He saves money and a little bit more. If you want to win in these United States, you got to be tough and you can't quit. The last thing I'll talk to you about today in building this winning edge is, folks, if you want to win in business, you got to be a leader. Leadership is everything. You show me anything in these United States that win, I'll show you a leader at work. You show me a successful church, Boy Scout troop, club, football team, business, I'll show you something run by a leader. See, I thought at one time in my life you had to be smart to win. I used to have these smart people that dress so pretty and talk so pretty and use these big words. They just intimidated me. And I said, Art, you can't ever be that good. Why don't you just throw in the towel and go back and coach football for a living? And I found two things out about smart people. I think it's almost impossible for a smart person to win in business in America today. Because I find smart people spend their whole lifetime figuring things out. They're always trying to figure out an easier way and a quicker way. And another thing I found out about smart people is they just don't get around to doing nothing. And see, somebody like Art Williams, everybody said, well, he can't do it. And somebody like that can't do it. But he does it. See, folks, I want you to know almost everybody in America almost does enough to win. They almost get there. They almost are over the hump. They almost have it going. They almost, in everything they do, almost is a way of life to almost everybody in America. But the winners do it. What do? They do whatever it takes to get the job done. They do it and do it and do it and do it and do it until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to be somebody they're proud of. We need leaders in America who can do it. If you want to become somebody, do it. If you want to go in business for yourself, do it. If you want to become financially independent, do it. I hear too much talk in these United States. Everybody can talk a good game. We need people in America who can do it. I go all over this country with A.O. Williams, and I have people say, Art, you can count on me. Wonderful. Just do it. Art, I guarantee you this is my last stop. I'm going to win now. Super duper. Just do it. Art, if I could just have one good month and get the ball going, I know I could make it big. Super. Just do it. Art, if I could just pay off this debt, I could really go. Great. Just do it. Art, if I could just sell my house. Do it. But houses ain't selling. Do it anyway. Art, I'm not making any money. What can I do? You just do it. Hey, do what, Art? You do it and do it and do it. Art, I guarantee I'm going to win this contest. Super duper. Just do it. Art, I'm over the hump now. Watch my smoke. Great. Just do it. Art, I want to make it so bad I can taste it. What I do? You just do it. Art, I'm a vice president now. Can I quit doing it? No. Art, I don't know if I can keep on keeping on. I'm really hurting what I do. You just do it. Do what, Art? You do it and do it and do it. Art, all my life I wanted to be somebody important. Well, what do it then? Art, I'm going to save money so I don't have to go through this again. Great. Just do it. Art, I don't feel like I've had enough training. What I do? You just do it. Art, my manager don't give me no help. What I do? You just do it. Art, you don't understand. I was Mr. Everything at my former company. You don't mean I have to start off down at the bottom and do it, do you? Yep, you really got to do it. Art, what's the primary difference between winners and losers? The winners do it. They do it and do it and do it and do it until the job gets done. And then they talk about how great it is to finally have achieved something unique. And how glad they are that they didn't quit like everybody else. And how wonderful it is to finally be somebody they're proud of and make a difference with their life. Thank you.
Why is this video so incredibly important? It's such an important video. When you really think about all the different excuses that he listed, all the different excuses that he went through. This imaginary person who's going to him and saying, Art this and Art that. And he's saying, dude, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Well, houses ain't selling. Well, I just lost my job. Well, I ain't got the money. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. This is so incredibly important. What Art's talking about is the operating system that exists in each and every one of us. You have an operating system. I have an operating system. It has been programmed a certain way over time. Everything from how you hear to when you eat to why you respond certain ways to certain smells, to what you find appealing or disgusting, to who you think you are. All of it is a program. It's all a program running 24/7 a day. Meanwhile, while this program is running 24/7 a day, meanwhile, your spirit is bouncing around in there, helping guide the way only 5% of the time. The operating system's running 95% of the time. The spirit, the purpose, the true connection to source that you are, it gets 5%. The rest of the time, the machine is running the show. And you, my friend, are asleep at the wheel. Here's the reality of the situation. You are the current final product of the beliefs and understandings of the world that your subconscious mind holds. And for most of the people in the world, that is a bad thing. Do you understand? If we take a look at the state of humanity across the board on a global scale, if you look at the condition of people, for lack of a bigger, better word here at the moment, For most of the people in the world, this is a bad thing. The fact that you and I are the current final product of the beliefs and understandings of the world that our subconscious mind holds. Don't believe me? Check this out.
Pay attention. This is the next step in retraining your brain. We need you to put the days of the week in alphabetical order, starting with Friday. You have 10 seconds. Ready? Go. How did you do? Pretty hard, huh? Here's the correct order. Now, quickly, without thinking about it, name a color. Got it? Now, name a tool. Did you just say red hammer? Did we just read your mind? Or come pretty close to it? It's freaky, right? Let's find out what other people said when we asked them to do the same thing.
As you can see here, we have the days of the week. I want you to put them in alphabetical order for me.
Okay.
If you struggled with this task, you're not the only one.
Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Monday.
Friday, Thursday.
Easy. Friday.
Great.
Monday. Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Now, very quickly, give me a color and a tool.
A red hammer.
Oh, you know why it's so weird you said that?
What the?
Easy, fella. This is a family show. But this guy isn't the only one who said,
Red hammer. No way. Shut the front door, a red hammer?
A red hammer. No way. Wow.
Red hammer.
Oh, I love that you said that. You know why?
What? That is crazy.
Insane, right?
Dude, that's crazy and nuts.
out of all the colors and tools in the world to choose from, isn't it a little crazy? We knew a lot of people would say,
Red hammer?
Red hammer.
Red hammer.
Of course, not everyone chose a red hammer.
Black hammer.
And some people got creative.
Pink screwdriver.
But if you're like 80% of those we tested, you also chose a red hammer.
How did you do that, man?
That's a good question. As it turns out, your brain has a secret system of shortcuts for how it stores information and ideas. We've asked NYU psychologist Scott Barry Kaufman to help us understand how it works.
Your brain stores information in general categories, like colors, tools, or furniture. And each category has its own best example. These examples help your brain quickly and efficiently find what it needs without having to dig through everything you know. For most people, the best example for colors is red, and the best example for tools is hammer.
Dude, you are freaking me out right now.
All right, so let me ask you a question real quick. How much money can you earn today? Drop it in the chat. I can see you folks over here. You can drop it in the Twitter comments. I think I could see that over there. How much money can you earn today? Don't think about it. Just respond. Just answer. Drop an answer. Tony Thorstad said blue wrench. You're on a delay, Tony. Jacqueline says she can earn $3,000 today. Wendy Reeves says she can earn $1 million today. Tarika Simmons says $200 today. Catherine Guidi says $1,000 today. Tony Thorstad says $1,690 today. Rodney Rack Hatfield, $2,000 today. Vicky Everett says however many twang boxes we sell today. Angela says $100. Young Johnson says $1,000. Okay. Do you see the variances? Now, let me ask you this. Do you, sometimes I have to be careful with certain words that I say. So do we all agree that we have the same circumstance? Right? Renee Knorr says $5,000. Like, do we all agree that it's April 13th, 2023 for you, and it's April 13th, 2023 for me? And do we agree that we are living in a time where we have access to resources, information, tools that is pretty equivalent, right? Didn't used to be the case. You know, back just 50, 60 years ago, a completely different deal, but we're not talking about 50, 60 years ago, right? We have access to the same tools. We're in the same time, right? Same tools, same time, and same resources. And here's what I mean by same resources. A brain. Most of us have two hands. Most of us have two legs. Those are the resources I'm talking about. I'm not talking about capital. I'm not talking about cash. I'm not talking about assets. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. There's variances. Some of us have more money, less money, so on and so forth. But we got the same two hands, same 2 feet, same 24 hours, right? And yet that number that you responded varies strictly by your operational system. Now, think about, let me put it to you this way real quick. The number that you wrote in the chat. I see a lot of numbers in the chat. The number that you wrote in the chat. Would it be possible? Okay, I want whatever that number was that you wrote down. Is it possible that you could potentially earn $1 more than that number that you put in there? If you put 3,000, could it really be 3,001? If you put 5,000, could it really be 5,001? If you put 1 million, could it really be 1,000,001? Like, could you maybe go sell something, right? Like you could have a garage sale, right? Like if you're capped out on an hourly rate or something at work on how many hours that you could work. I mean, you could go on Facebook Marketplace and sell a product, right? You could do a garage sale, right? Like it's possible that you could make $1 more, right? What about $2 more? Is $2 more possible? What about $12 more? Is that number possible? What about $1 million in a day? What happens to your brain when I say $1 million in a day? Is it possible for you to make $1 million in a day? Why or why not? Why? If you say no, that's not possible, why do you think that way? If you say yes, that's possible, why do you think that way? I was hanging out with my friend Grant Cardone. I was hanging out with Grant, and we were looking at some real estate. He was shopping, and he pulls out his phone. And he says, "Oh, check this out." This was first thing in the morning. It was like 8:30 in the morning. He says, "Hey, check this out." He says, "I get this notification every day." And he shows me his phone screen, and it was a report from the day before, his online sales only. And it was $986,000. $986,000 is what he had done in the 24 hours prior to him and I hanging out that morning. $986,000. Now, that didn't include his real estate assets. It didn't include his cash flow from Cardone Cap. It didn't include, any of the passive income that he has. This was strictly online sales on a global scale. It was $986,000. He said it's that number every day. It's $1 million every day. Now, I find that fascinating because I know this dude. And he's not smarter than you or I. He doesn't have a third arm or a fourth leg. He doesn't have some sort of hoodoo or magic or trick. I watched him sell VHS tapes out of the trunk of his car just over 20 years ago. And I've watched him grow a business, make mistakes, say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. I've seen him be a human. Since 1999, 24 years, I've watched him be a human. And that human simply has a different operating system than you and I. He simply sees the world differently now than he did before. And the result of him changing his operating system, the result of that has been one where he's very successful financially. He's got a great relationship with his wife. He's got 2 beautiful kids. And for some reason, at 65 years old, worth $4.3 billion, he likes hanging out with me. I don't know why. Why did you put $200? Why did you put $1,000? Why did you put $3? Why did you put $5? Why? When there's literally no cap. So you and I have been conditioned over time to see the world a certain way. And I'm not saying for you, but for most of the world, it's a bad thing. Most of the world is limiting what's possible for them simply because of a belief system, simply because of a red hammer. So today I want you to think about what you think about. Today I want you to, when you respond in the immediate, which you will, because the subconscious is running 24/7, baby. When you respond in the immediate, I want you to think about, why did I respond that way? And does that response ultimately serve me and my potential? Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you had to pick a big number. I'm not saying that your existence is based on money or financial wealth or whatever. It's not what I'm saying at all. It's easy and it's very simple to use money as a metric. And that's all it is. It's a measuring stick. It's a yardstick, really, to tap into, why do you think the way you think? And is it possible that maybe, just maybe, some of those thoughts are keeping you from unlocking your full potential? Friend, I love you. I do. I love you so stinking much. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. And I'm going to challenge you today to think about what you think about and ask yourself that question. Does that thought limit me, or does that thought move me towards my full potential? Because see, friends, you are a child of God. You're not a child of this earth. You're a child of God, the God of the universe, the God that made everything. And within you, God has given you this gift, this ability to create, with a hope and an intention that you create the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Not an average version, not a little bit below average version, not a little bit above average, but the absolute best. That is the hope, and that is the intention, and that is what exists inside you. So think about what you think about. and reach for the stars. Listen, friends, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. from Dallas, Texas. I will see you then. Hope you have an incredible day. Shoot me a DM if you need anything between now and then. I'm also going to go spend about 15 to 20 minutes or so over on Twitter Spaces, chatting it up. So if you're watching live, you can join me over there. If you're watching on replay, I'll see you mañana. Cool? Cool. Peace.
Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet. Talk about the things they're gonna say when they see me, and when they see me, they just dab me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy. Easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. I'm eager to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't when I come with it. I'm a seed, still a seed, fill blow up the numbers, and I ain't leaving no crumbs, so you know when I'm done with it. I'm a new school vibe with an old soul, oh so great. Stay paid by the boatload, don't go chasing a wave from a rowboat. Blow smoke right through the face of the ozone. Oh no, I got the bag, I'm back to just double it. I'm about to pop the top, I've been bubbling. They want the spot, but I do not cut them in. They trying to plot my drop, they been huddling. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
I know a lot of people praying for my downfall, but the only thing that I'll be down for is being top 5, but like down 4. I'm down to earth like the ground floor, but I've been flying so long, I tend to ask people, what's the ground for? Man, I'm only headed up, see my flow volcanic, this the fire I erupt. Heard the fans getting rowdy cause they haven't had enough. You know I'm running the city, you just running out of luck. Yeah, I say that with my chest, I flow hard, it's no wonder they easily impressed. I'm so far, but I'm always coming back with something fresh. I never rest, where you'll never catch this ego in a nest. I invest my time in a booth, I find a piece. I use a piece to boom in my mind. My ex knows this, let me expose this. She left cause she don't wanna be with an explosive. Man, I'm just
feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I sign with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
What you doing over here? Is it all quiet?
It's quiet. Let's make some noise. There's a soundboard here. Can you hear us?
Hey, good
Okay,
morning, good
Glenn?
morning, good morning. Yeah, I can hear you, Glenn. I can hear you, Mary Lynn, and they can hear you on the clubhouse side. Glenn, proceed and carry on, brother. I think you can unmute yourself if you want, and I will mute on the StreamYard side, Glenn, if you want to use Twitter Spaces alone.
I hear
No
nothing. I don't know if
Testing,
it's my
okay.
phone.
Can
Am I
you hear me,
trying
Mary
to
Lynn?
talk?
We can hear you. I hear Glenn.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Good. Somebody text Glenn or DM him.
Maybe I need to leave and pop back in.
Yeah, oh yeah, could be his app. Yeah. We hear. Yeah, I'll text him and tell him we can hear him. But everybody, good morning, Mary Lynn. What did you think about this segment? What did you think?
Well, first, when I saw the sleepwalking, I think I have a terrible sense of humor because, like, I find it hysterical, but I know that people say
Renee, I'm
it's
gonna
like
make you laugh.
tragic.
Go ahead, Mary Lynn. Huh?
I was saying, so maybe it is hysterical to me. I know people say it's like traumatic, but I found it hysterical. But I was thinking, like, Glenn was saying, are we sleepwalking through life? And so if we are, like, what's real and what's not? Like, I was going down the rabbit hole. So, like, she's stealing her own things. What are we taking from ourselves? Like, I had this whole metaphor going on. I thought that was pretty amazing. And then I have more to say, but I want to make sure Glenn can be heard now. So
Yeah, keep talking because you're on the right path. Like none of it's freaking real. So yeah, keep
right.
going.
I'm like, okay, so what are we robbing ourselves of? What's real? What isn't? If I'm sleepwalking and right now I have a limiting belief and I wake up, is it going to be a different scenario? Like, it just blew my mind a little bit. And then I was like, oh, the current results are of all my thoughts. And I got sad for a second. I'm like, but wait a minute. I know that my results could be so much worse based on my reality than they are now. So I'm proud of where I've come from, but there's so much more there. And it was just amazing. I love this morning, Glenn. Awesome.
And Glenn, before you jump in, I just wanted to tell everybody we are live streaming across multiple platforms for this week. So Glenn Lundy, you're hearing his voice on Twitter Spaces. That was just Mary Lynn. You have Clubhouse as well. And Glenn, if I can just have Renee give a short comment because Renee is live with me on video. And then Glenn, I'll turn it back to you. Renee, what did you think about Glenn's segment? And then Glenn, it's all you to talk to everybody else. Go ahead, Renee.
Absolutely. You know, not only was it, I was just echoing what Mary Lynn said, it really put us all in a different perspective. You know, I always like to reference the movie The Matrix, and that really put me in the mindset of the Matrix, how we're all walking in our dreams and what is reality and what is absolutely real. And, you know, I'm so grateful that he poured in with us. I love art. Oh, my goodness. Just do it and do it and do it. You know, when you think about that, you know, we don't really give ourselves the ability to just push ourselves. That's kind of like that stretch, right? And I think with the analogy, what Glenn was sharing with us today, not only did he make sure that he opened us, you know, he made us really pay attention. He put things more into perspectives for us today, but also as a reality check. And that's that check, what they say, from the neck up. Ramon, that's really what it was for me today. So it was a powerful segment. Thank you, Glenn, for everything that you do. And I'm ready. It's time for us to
Glenn,
stop
all
with those
you.
limits.
Thank you, Renee. Glenn, all you. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Renee. That's awesome. Marilyn Wilkin, you're right on it. And it sounds like y'all are thinking about what you think about. That was the goal and the intention today. So I love that that's happening. Who else wanted to share?
Mr. Lundy, can you hear me?
Justin, what up?
What's good, brother? Yeah, phenomenal segment. It's funny. It stopped a couple times. One, that daily report that Grant gets, I think that's super interesting from a standpoint for other people to understand that you have to inspect what you expect. A lot of people have no idea of the actual numbers of their business. And the second thing is, when you said, like, this is just a dude that I know, like he was selling VHS tapes out of the back of his car, like it's the focus and the determination that he had over that period of time and just shutting out the noise. Because I've said this many times, Glenn, you know how I think, that the world is always just selling you lies every single day. And there's always excuses and mind worms. And even people like Grant, everybody has the same baseline, right? Like we all deal with the same mind worms, but it's being able to shut out the noise and focus. And then again, inspect what you expect.
Amen, brother. That is the truth. And yeah, determined, bro. And he kicked down a lot of doors to get in rooms so he could expand his awareness. Like Grant fully understands the operating system, right? He understands that we have these biases and these decisions that are made 95% of the time by the subconscious. So one of the things he taught me a long time ago, and he has exercised in his own life, is get around those that are doing the things you want to do, that have reached some of those levels you want to reach. Get around them so that you can be exposed to a new way of operating. And if you can start to shift on a subconscious level, reprogram the hard drive, then automatically you get a different output. You get a different result. So pretty fascinating, and it's been fun to watch his journey. And that was a surreal moment for me when he showed me the $986,000 report that he's still measuring every day, inspecting what he expects. But to see a number like that, it's just like, wow. Like,
I did too.
Okay. All right. Come on. Come on. All right. Who's next?
Hey, good morning, Glenn. How you doing today?
Amazing, sir. And you?
I'm doing super fantastic. We got a moment to share a poem that I wrote in 2018 called Sleepwalking. Trapped in a nightmare that appears to be real. Awakening from the delusion of the New Deal. Conscious rhetoric falls off my lips, unaware that I'm the zombie in the civil apocalypse. Riding on that bus to reform the NRA. Guns and control, I'm prompted to say. Lynching without ropes, branches, or trees. Uniformed killers riding free. Hebrew ancestors, the identity I claim. Messianic orthodism, tribal disdain. Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Greek philosophy. Yet Thutmose, Manto, Ekadon mean nothing to me. Going to the polls to vote for education, economic robbery, governmental retardation. third grade decisions, high school attrition, judges, courtrooms, judicial ammunition, political puppets, no need for strings, hypnotic melodies, the church choirs sing, European theology, my preachers talking, all in this nightmare. I'm still sleepwalking. Back to you, Glenn Lundy.
Dang, bro. I don't know if I want it back after that. Hey.
That was good.
That was freaking deep, Pastor Jeff. Wow. Wow. When did you write that? 18, you said?
That was May of 2018.
Yeah, that's the same year I started Rise and Grind, because I felt a lot of similar things as you in that season of my life, man. That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that, Pastor Jeff.
It's amazing how the brain works. One did poetry and one did a live show. Amazing. Again, everybody, we're here on live with Glenn Lundy, founder of Breakfast with Champions. 7 more minutes to go in this segment. We're live streaming on Clubhouse, live streaming on Twitter Spaces, and me and Renee are looking like Olympic co-hosts. You know, the people doing backflips, and her and I are smiling on live video as well on YouTube. Continue, everybody. Open your mic. Talk to Glenn Lundy, founder of Breakfast with Champions. We got about 6 more minutes in this segment. Go.
Hey, it's Kim Walsh Phillips here. Can you hear me okay? Is it too echoey?
Yeah, you're good, Kim.
Okay, so I love this way of thinking. And when we make the shift from I can't to how can I? Like anytime you hear yourself say I can't, is that true? How can I? And there's this thought that like, I want to do something, but I can't afford it, right? But if somebody brought you a brand new, gorgeous red Ferrari and told you it was $10,000, they're going to give you this brand new, gorgeous red Ferrari for $10,000, how could you come up with the money? Think in your mind right now, like how could you come up with the money? Could you today come up with $10,000? And your mind starts to think, how could I come up with it? Because you think that car is worth more than $10,000. And I want you to ask yourself, why aren't you worth more than that car? How could you come up with that? And I got to tell y'all, with absolute, complete, and utter gratitude, you showed up for my book launch this week. The day before I had it, I was having a complete anxiety-ridden imposter syndrome meltdown that no one was going to buy it. It was going to be a complete failure, and I was going to do it in front of the world. Not only did we hit bestseller, but we sold out all the books that my publisher had given to the warehouse. Y'all.
Let's go, girl. Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's right. It exceeded everyone's expectations. And I had to go to a place of not believing it was possible, not thinking that I could. I had to go to the how can I. So thanks for showing up for me. And I'm going to thank myself for showing up for me too. And I want you to do the same thing for yourself today.
Wow. Sold out of all the books. Just like that. That's incredible. Kim Walsh Phillips. Wow. Amazing. Are you in Dallas?
I am. I'm in the gym right now in the hotel.
What's on the line? What's on the agenda today, Ramon, in Dallas?
Yeah, the agenda is going to be amazing. Oh, Kim, wait a minute. Kim, that's my towel. Kim, that's my towel. Don't use that one. Use the other one. Oh, my God. Kim, sorry. I didn't mean to put the towel there. Okay, yeah. Let me get you another one. Hold on 1 second. Jeremy, can you bring her a new towel? Sorry about that, Glenn. Okay, yeah. But yeah, today we have a lot of things going. Adam Smith, Glenn, has driven 14 hours from his compound to be here. He's up today. We have, of course, Trevor Houston, who's going to be interviewing a slew of speakers. We have T.M. Hyman coming up today. We have David Hill coming up today. Jeff Creeley, who's one of the sponsors of the event, who's with Real News PR. We have Kim Walsh Phillips today. Chas Wilson, and then we have our VIP happy hour. And then tomorrow, Glenn, we have Cassie Haston. We have Yvonne Kinsner, who is the leader of the Avocado from Mexico campaign, $1 billion Super Bowl ads. We have Trevor Houston, Amberly Lago, and Trevor Houston. Let me say that slowly. He's my partner doing this event with me. And we have this guy. Let me just look at the name. 1 second, Renee. I can't.
Is it Glenn Lundy?
Yeah, Glenn Lund. Is Lundy or Lundy?
Okay.
Lindy, yes, yes. Glenn Lundy. Something like that. Glenn, I think it's Glenn Lundy. I believe it's Glenn Lundy, father of 8 kids, I believe, and 1 wife, and Chas Wilson, and then we close it out. So, Glenn, that's what we have today at the Champions Business Conference in Dallas, Texas. And thank you, Glenn, for your time in getting there. And I must say, everything you were saying today about what you're doing in this area with Lisa Copeland and others, I think you have to credit all that to me and Trevor Houston, because if we didn't make that happen, you wouldn't be meeting all these people. So we should get like a share of all the money you're going to be making. That's just my thinking.
It's actually a very true statement. And I think a lesson for everyone in the room, right? As soon as I look at the agenda and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going to be, this is how I'm going to serve, then that next question is what Kim Walsh-Phillips was talking about. How can I make this investment of time, right? Make sure that I get an ROI on the investment of time. And so I look at the map. I have a map in my office. I look at the map anytime I go anywhere. I'm like, okay, who's in this area that I can connect with? Who's in this area? One of the people I'm meeting with is Judge Graham. Judge Graham has sold 2 companies, both for 9 figures. He's 30. I think Judge is now 37 years old, right? Like, this guy's doing amazing things. So I'm like, okay, how do I make sure to at least get an hour in a room with that guy? That's a powerful investment. And then I've got a client. Okay, how can I increase my relationship with this client to enhance our relationship so that they can continue to write me a freaking check every month, right? Okay, he's close. I'm going to visit him. And then where's some potential? Where's a new client that I can pour into, that I can serve, and ultimately, if the universe allows it and God wants it to be, then there can be reciprocation on that moment. So anytime you travel, anytime you're going anywhere, look at your day. Where maybe there's a business right next to your office that you work at every day, that there's somebody really successful. Maybe there's a successful company within walking distance. Instead of grabbing lunch at Taco Bell and sitting in the break room, maybe you go buy lunch for that successful person who owns the business across the street, and you spend time with them. Like, every minute an investment in yourself with the hope and expectation of an ROI. And I think that that's really, really important for everyone. I think it's a great lesson. I'm glad that you brought that up, Ramon. And I'm super grateful for the opportunity to spend some time in Texas this weekend and to spend some time with you.
Glenn Lundy, and thank you for being there, Glenn. And I know you have to run it a bit, but any last thing you wanted to say, Glenn? I know you're going off to do a variety of things, probably your workout and all those kind of things. And I'm just continue to be impressed that for 4 years, you dropping science on us, these amazing gems about sleepwalking and more. But any last words you want to leave us with, Glenn Lundy, founder of Breakfast with Champions? This is Ramon Ray, publisher of BWCDaily.com. Anything else you wanted to leave us with today, Glenn, as you move on for your day?
Just make sure you think about what you think about today. That's all I'm going to say. Think about what you think about. Is it serving you and helping you unlock your full potential?
I appreciate you, Glenn. Everybody, that was Glenn Lundy, founder of Breakfast with Champions. He is out and about on Twitter Spaces. We are live streaming on Clubhouse. This is amazing. And Renee, let me ask you to help me close out this segment. Any last words or any things you heard today, Renee, that spoke to you as we get ready to have? We talked about a variety of things. Kim Walsh-Phillips selling on her book. Glenn Lundy, of course, going on his marathon. Glenn Lundy just talking about how he multiplies what he does. We talked about, are you sleepwalking? Can you make $1 more? Renee, all these things. What's a few things that you got out today as we close this segment of Rise and Grind?
I absolutely love the fact that we have a community that works. We have a community that supports each other. Have you heard Kim Walsh-Phillips? She talked about her book, how she launched, and that also have to do with leadership. Glenn Lundy has been able to provide excellent leadership. He literally gives us all the tools. And in addition to that, he lays out a blueprint that everywhere we go, we know it's important to wake up at a certain time. We know it's important the proximity of the people that you're around. In addition to that, your actionable steps. How do you leverage yourself? How do you leverage your time? And that's what I gather from today. And most importantly, how do you keep showing up for each other? How do you keep showing up for each other? And that's one of the greatest gifts I feel as if with the Breakfast with Champions that we've been able to do. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys rock it out right there in Dallas. And truly, it's going to be remarkable because I'm sure there's going to be so many takeaways, in our journey. So thank you so much, Ramon, for what it is that you do alongside with Mr. Glenn Lundy. And he just keeps on blazing the universe from city to city, state to state. Now that he has his jet, he can go anywhere. And I just love that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Renee. And I guess I just want to make sure, I wasn't sure. Kim, were you about to say, thank you, Renee, about to add anything else, Kim? Did I cut you off or anything, or were we good? Were you going to say something else, Kim?
No,
Okay.
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay, cool. And so, Renee Knorr, thank you so much. Dolan, we can drop Renee. I like to say that, Renee, because now that I have a director, I don't have to touch a screen. I can say, Dolan, we can move Renee Knorr off screen, and it's magically done. So, thanks, Renee, for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray, publisher of BWCDaily.com, leading Breakfast with Champions. Glenn Lundy's the founder, and this is a live show, which a lot of this will change next week. But for now, we are glad you're here, live streaming on Twitter Spaces, live streaming on Clubhouse. We're getting ready to move into a brand new segment. I'm going to carry this segment for the next 30 minutes, and we're going to talk about one thing alone. This dropped to me today as I was listening to segments. I got 8 points about one thing, and that's failure. Failure. And I must say more so, failing forward. And Kim Walsh-Phillips touched on that today. And I think this is an interesting segment because it dovetails with exactly what I want to share today. I want to play a commercial right now, and we're going to have this brought to you by, and I'll click that, Dolan, brought to you by Carter Myers Automotive. Let's check this out before we dive into today's next segment. Here we go right now.
At CMA's Valley Subaru, we believe communities thrive when its businesses provide an uncommon level of care. That's why we proudly participate in community events like the annual bike drive, Cars and Cans, Adopt a Classroom, and Fuel the fight against childhood cancer. Because as a company of owners, we're more than just a dealership. We're part of the community. CMA's Valley Subaru. Owners just care more.
Hey, welcome back. We got so much left in today's episode of the Breakfast with Champions show. As we morph, as we evolve, again, my name is Ramon Ray, publisher of BWCDaily.com, and you can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. What do we have coming up in today's programming? For this week, we have Aurea McGary, who's coming up, podcast host and Emmy Award-winning personality. We have Lolita Walker coming up at 7:30 EST, and we will round out on Twitter Spaces today, audio only, with Elena Cardone and Lisa Copeland. They'll be joining us in just a few hours, looks like 2 hours and 30 minutes, as it were. And again, kudos to Adam Smith, man. Some of you on the Clubhouse side, Breakfast with Champions side, I should say, know Adam Smith, the Special Forces warrior and leadership consultant. The dude is driving 14 hours to be here today. He called me up in his gravelly voice. Hey, brother, I got my car. I flew into my house. I got my car. I'm driving 14 hours to see you because I want to be committed to the cause. I'm here. So that's what Adam Smith is doing. I'm curious, unmic on the Clubhouse side or Twitter, is that a decent rendition of Adam Smith's voice, or was I way off? Unmic if anybody wants to join me. Just curious, yes or no. Was that horribly wrong, or was I okay? Let me see.
I was like, why did Adam show up early and just abscond like Ramon segment?
It was that good, huh? I'll take that. Thank you, Mary Lynn. Anybody else? All right, good. We'll keep moving on here. So welcome to a brand new episode of the Breakfast Champions show. My name is Ramon Ray. So I want to talk today about a few things, and again, the comments are flowing here. Let me acknowledge you got, yes, will there be a recording of the Dallas event? Probably not, Annette. Thanks for asking. Good. So we got a lot of comments coming on the Clubhouse side. Keep those going. And it's hard for me to see the comments. They flow differently on Twitter Spaces, but we know we have an active Twitter Spaces audience as well. And again, those of you on Twitter Spaces, you're going to have a treat because Elena Cardona, Lisa Copeland are going to be joining on Twitter Spaces exclusively. And Mary Lynn, heads up, we may cut the Clubhouse Clubhouse feed, some things I got to shift, but they will be live on Twitter Spaces. So I know the team will get ready for that, whatever y'all have to do. But let me dive into this. I'm sitting right now as we speak. And again, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, especially on the video side or any side, share this out. This could be a very impactful episode for you as I talk about 10 or 9 key tips, 9 key points and tips about the aspect of failing forward. Hit the share button and share this video out. If you know people who need to learn how to fail and how to fail on their way to success. Doesn't mean everybody have to do that. There's many ways to success, but that's the Ramon Ray playbook. The fake Hispanic. Hola, señorita, ¿cómo está? Me llamo Ramon Aurelio Rey, pero yo no habla nada español, and I'm not even Hispanic, and I'm not even Haitian. When I go to Dominican Republic, the Haitians think I'm Dominican, and when I go to Dominican Republic, the Dominicans think I'm Haitian, and they have almost World War III. It's a whole panic. Let me get back on track. Okay. So here's the bottom line. 9 key points about failing forward. 2 examples that I'll give right now. Right now, I had a vision, an idea to produce a series of events with the Breakfast with Champions community. It is not easy to produce events. I've produced many, many events, smaller events, of course, with stale pizza and cheese. Those are easy, a dime a dozen, but you should start there too. But I've done events where I fully produce with my money, with my sponsorship, with hundreds of people. And people have told me, I'm looking at, bigger events with thousands of people. People have told me most people like me, most speakers and authors and consultants and all that, they don't do events with even over 100 people, over 50 people. So he said, Ramon, the fact that you've done events year after year after year with 200, 300, 400 people is amazing. I've done that. So right now I sit here in a hotel in Dallas, getting ready to produce with my partner, Trevor Houston, amazing human Trevor Houston is, and in partnership as well with Christina Howard, another amazing human, the Champions Business Conference, where we have almost 100 people signed up to attend and joining us. We may go over that. People are still buying tickets as I speak. How did it start? It started with a vision. How did it start? I had to get on WordPress and build an Elementor page. I went on LinkedIn and I found Yvonne Kistner. I said, Yvonne of Avocado from Mexico, can you come to this event? This was months ago, before anybody signed up, before I knew, will this work? Before I knew if this would even work. Trevor Houston and I, we couldn't even get the venue signed until a few weeks ago, but we had to step out knowing we may fail, knowing we may disappoint people. We still went forward, not knowing how it would turn out, failing forward. I put my money down on several things without tickets being sold. This may not work, as Seth Godin, my friend, is apt to say, this may not work. But I always evaluate, if it doesn't work, what will I lose? What are the consequences? What will happen? Will my family be okay? Will my wife be happy? Will I have bodily harm to me or someone else? Will I hurt somebody in a highly terrible way? And if the answer is no to all those questions, then what's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen? This event Trevor and I are doing, as I talk and maybe teach a little bit about events are not cheap. Now, I've done big scale events in big hotels and et cetera. This event's a little different, but events are expensive. When you ask for a stage and lighting as we have, that's money. When you order food, that's money. When you print labels, that's money. When you get photography, that's money. When you get all the things, that's money. So events can be pricey. But one thing about failing forward when you do events, I used to do many, many events pre-COVID, is you build the model for success. So see, this is why I like failure. This is why I love failure. What we're doing here at Live Video on Breakfast with Champions. Breaking news, a lot of this will change next week. A lot of this will change next week. Because as we're doing live video, we realize Twitter was made for chat. Twitter was made for discussion. And with live video, we're stopping the discussion. We're stopping the chat that goes on. Clubhouse, many of you are used to seeing the profiles of their hosts, seeing the profiles jump on and off, having the discussion, laughter. With live video, I've stopped it. And I'm sorry, I've stopped it. That's not good. So we are innovating. We are changing things. And I want to touch on that. This is the aspect of failing forward. Am I happy that right now I have a team that does graphics, does editorial, that does podcasting, that's cutting it up? Yes, I built the team from scratch. But I've had to go back to the team as well and say, team, you guys are doing great. But something's off with how we're doing. We're putting a square peg in a round hole. Live video is good, is great, and we will do live video. But shoving it into Twitter Spaces, shoving it on Clubhouse is a disservice to the Breakfast with Champions community. Failing forward. But we had to try it. We had to try it. And we're testing it, hey, Lolita, and we're testing it out. We're testing and seeing how it works, how it doesn't work, what we can do. We're testing it out. But I'm glad we've done it, because we didn't test it for this week. We didn't know that we could have 20 people showing up on live video. We didn't know that we could have a Renee Knorr on live video with me. We didn't know that we could have a Christina Howard live video with me. We wouldn't know we could do it. I would know I could build a team overnight, a live production team. For the first time, people, come on, the people. For the first time, I have a live producer who's producing, directing, whatever word you want to call it, this show. Trust me, I can do things solo. I can got 10 computers and screens and touch buttons all over the place. And many of you understand that. Justin does that. Lolita does that, and others who do live video. And we just laugh at ourselves, realizing we talking for 10 minutes, as Lolita has done, on mute. I've done that. Did a show 2 days ago with Elena Cardone, Lisa Copeland. Then Grant got on. Oh, don't worry, we can see the recording, right? And Ramon had to sheepishly say, Mr. Grant, I'm so sorry. I forgot to hit the record button. Oh, man, I was several sage of chocolate. I'm digressing and moving. Let me move on. I'm getting beyond the point. So, failure. 9 key ways to fail forward. 9 key ways to get this done. 9 key ways to do this. How can we fail forward? On the Twitter Spaces, I hope you're chatting. I hope you're sharing this out. Fail forward. Fail forward. Listen to this. On the Clubhouse, I hope you're talking and chatting with each other. Fail forward. Fail forward. Fail forward. Hope you're sharing this out, and we'll have a comment in a minute if we can. But I want to move forward here and share this thought with you all. And thank you for being here on Twitter Spaces. Thank you for being here on Clubhouse. Thank you for watching it on the live stream. So what can you do? One, you have to try and test. We're trying right now. Can we do a multi-stream with Twitter, Clubhouse, and multiple stream on video? Guess what? We're doing it. We are doing it. This is no big production. We are streaming multi-platform. We have an event that's going to happen just a few feet from me. People are flying into it. That is amazingly awesome. We are trying and testing. And you know what we're doing? We're realizing this doesn't work. We have a private chat with our 5 a.m. host. I had to put in a private chat and say, guys, ladies, I'm sorry. This is not working. We're going to have to pivot. It was one of the worst messages I wanted to send because people trusted me. People put their time in me. People have rearranged their schedules because they trusted me, and I've disappointed them. But this is part of the trying and testing process, and you have to be willing for that if you're going to try and test. If you don't, you will stay the same. When Black Enterprise called me and said, Ramon, we want to host a show, The Rundown with Ramon. Can you do it? I said, yes, we are trying and testing. It may not work, but it may work, but it may not work, but it may work, but it may not work, but it may work. And that's okay with me, trying and testing. This is the only way to progress, people, at least in my book, trying and testing, being willing to laugh a bit at yourself. Glenn Lundy has modeled this, traveling around and realizing, oops, I forgot my little doohickey dongle that connected to this. Sorry. Echo, not working. Twitter Spaces crashes, don't work. Can't get the link. So number one, you got 15 more minutes to go in this segment here. Trying and testing. And I want to try to leave some time for the Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces to jump in a minute. Good to see you, Dr. Jeannie. Good to see you, Angeline. Angeline, can you say woo? Oh, I can hear you, Angeline. Are you in room 1614? Is that you I hear? I hear Sparkle. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Other room. Sorry. I didn't mean to tell you the room that you're in, Angeline. Sorry about that. So, trying and testing. Number one. Number two, measure. Measure what you're doing. Measure it. You got to measure what you're doing. Measure. We're measuring as we're doing, me and Trevor Houston, as we've been evaluating the Champions Business Conference, thinking, how do we, measuring, what can we do better? What can we do wrong? Me and him have dialogue. Trevor's called me up, WhatsApp me. Yo, Ramon, I'm thinking, brother, that you know what, like, I'm thinking like, we probably need some lights in there because it's a little dim in the room. So lights are going to cost us some money, but I'm thinking, what you thinking, man? You thinking like we should get some lights in that room? That's a bad impersonation of Trevor Houston. Please never let him hear this audio. He may not let me get on stage today. But you get my point. We're trying. We're testing. So number 2 is you got to test. Test, measure and adapt and change. This doesn't mean live videos going away. But starting next week, we're realizing we're going to have to change how we're doing it. Now, many of our hosts, Lolita, Dr. Jenny, Lacey, and others, they already live stream, which works for them on that. But me stopping the conversation, this engagement's missing on Twitter Spaces and Clubhouse. It's not a fit for how we're doing it today. So test. Number 3, be prepared to stop. Be prepared to stop. I do some work with my church. I do a lot of work with my church. Been involved in my church 40 years. And they've asked me to help lead our shuttle service on a college campus. We have thousands and thousands of people. So I'm in charge of the shuttles and getting a crew together to shuttles, and we get the lights on them and things of this nature. And we bought some GPS tracking devices so that people could use an app and call the shuttle bus like Uber. We put those in the buses. Team did it in the vans, tried it out. Guess what? People didn't need it. People didn't use it. Why? Because I said as well, let's put flashing yellow lights on top of the cars. I've always wanted to have flashing yellow lights. I was going to have blue, red, and white lights, but then I figured the police department would say, dude, like, why do you have flashing red lights? Are you trying to impersonate a police officer? I go to jail for like 5 years. I got to call Lolita to do some rhythm to the police sheriff. And then I got to call Aurea to do a podcast outside the prison gates. And then just to kind of go, it'd be a whole mess. BWC imprisonment. I mean, you know what? 1 second, y'all. That could be a show. BWC imprisonment. Let me buy that domain and check that out. Let me see. I have a feeling Glenn Lundy.
No, thank you.
Kim's like, yo, Ramon, I'm out, bro. All right. Maybe I went too far with that. Lolita's in the back. She's laughing. She didn't say yes or no, though. I have a feeling she may go with Kim and say, Ramon. Yeah, hey, bro. Ramon. What's up? Who's this? Jeff? Pastor Jeff?
It's Pastor
Talk to me, brother.
See, you got to use the resources that you have. You can just call Pastor Jeff. I'll bring my ambulance and we can do whatever you want to
My
do.
man.
I'll flash the lights. We can put the horn on. We can do whatever you want.
So you saying, Pastor Jeff, so Kim Walsh, Phillips, and Lolita, they will stay wherever they stay, Panera, on the beach, Airbnb, hotel, and me and you will be behind bars doing a show, which they may listen to. Yeah, fair enough?
No, we won't be behind bars. I have a legal ambulance. Hearse ambulance on the back, the tag. We can flash the lights. We can run red lights. We can do the siren. Whatever you want, Ramon. Just call Pastor Jeff.
You know what? And that's another business I may start. Just call Pastor Jeff. People who want to do things, just call Pastor Jeff. I love it. All right. Thank you, Pastor Jeff.
And leave that domain alone. It's mine.
You better buy it. I know how to go to godaddy.com and add to my hundreds of domain names. All right, moving forward. Love it, Pastor Jeff. Number 4. Understand that people will be disappointed for sure. As you experiment, there's some disappointment. I feel a bit of disappointment. Many of our hosts are like, oh, Ramon, this video was good. We liked it, but they understood it. So there's some disappointment that you may experience, and that's okay. Kim Walsh Phillips talked about it today, her book launch. How will it go? Maybe we'll epically not work in front of a gazillion people. But you got to try and you have to be ready. Disappointment may come. That's part of the testing phase. That's part of the trial phase. When Trevor Houston and I put this event together, and I might dream of it even before getting Trevor involved, I'm thinking, will anybody come? Will anybody attend the event? I don't know. And lo and behold, we will have a full room. But you have to be ready for disappointment. It's okay to have disappointment. Be ready for it. And of course, you have to be able to move on. 9 more minutes to go in this segment. I want to see if I can get some audio comments. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie. I see those hearts on there. Number 5, build trust. Going back to my church as one of many examples, when I have the team that I have for the shuttle buses and other things I do, I get the guys together. And I explain to them, why are we doing this, gentlemen? What's the game plan? Thousands of people are flying to this convention because they're hurt or they're happy. They want to get together. They want to worship God. They want to network. They want to connect. They want to be ministered to. This is why they're flying here, people, to our church conventions. What's our job in the shuttle service? So after a long meeting late at night, and they don't want to walk 4 feet to the dorm, as a side note, we're going to drive them there. They're going to drive there. If it's raining, they can get in the van and be driven to their dorms. I'm sharing the vision with the team, building the trust in them, sharing with them how it works, sharing with them why it works. Same thing here. As disappointment comes, though, you build trust with people. You let people know what the game plan is, what you're doing. So when you make mistakes, so when things come, you're given grace. Now, if you're messing up over and over and over and over and over again, like whiplash, eventually people be like, yo, dude, thank you, like you, but I'm out of here. This is too much changes for me. Full transparency, I got to be careful with that. We can't keep testing every single week. We're going to lose trust. Trust me, we know attention is powerful. Attention's powerful. We have to keep that attention, keep that trust. But the point is, as you're building that, work with people. When I did my first event, I had the first vision for my event in 2005. I had a partner. Her name was Marion Banker. I'll never forget. I took my credit card to the bank, not Roosevelt. I think, yeah, Roosevelt Hotel in Grand Central. And I reserved our room. I'll never forget it. Because I built the trust and I had grace. Moving forward, I want to leave a few more minutes for comments, but build trust. And I think it also helps, in fairness, if you have a track record. I have a track record. People see what I'm doing. I've done video, built things, media companies. I have the receipts. Built smallbiztechnology.com, sold it. Built smarthustle.com, sold it. Built a small business summit, sold it. Got sponsorships from Dell for $100,000, and I'm very proud of that. Yes. Had Seth Godin and the best speakers in the world on my stages. That's a whole nother talk I do about making your own stage. And that's a side note. I was tired of waiting for people to call upon me, waiting for people to anoint me, waiting for people to put me on their stages. Heck with that. I will make my own stage. Thank you. See, now I'm getting hot and heavy, and that's a whole other topic. But that was the genesis of me producing events and producing video. Not that I don't want to be on this platform, that platform, the other platform. But people, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. Do your own dang thing. Take your ball, get your friends, and make your own soccer team if you won't get picked. And even if you do get picked, it's okay to build your own stuff. Kim Walsh Phillips goes on other people's stages. She'll be, quote unquote, on my stage today. And she has her own stages. I was just on her stage with one of her smaller groups with over 100 people for a book launch. Goes both ways, people. Next point. Don't stay down. Don't stay down. Donnie McClurkin, those of you who have sensitive ears, I'm encouraging you right now. I'm warning you. You should hold your ears right now. You should cover your ears. I'm giving you a warning. I'm warning you. Lolita, you think it's funny. It's not funny, Lolita. I don't want to hurt people. I don't get a lawsuit. I'm warning you right now. Donnie McClurkin says as follows. You've been warned. We fall down and we get up. We fall down and we get up. Okay, you can uncover your ears now. Uncover your ears. Okay. But that's what it's truth. That's what he's talking about. We fall down and get back up again. Prove the concept. Prove the concept and pre-sell the vision. Pre-sell the vision. Listen, my name is Ramon, and I realize I got some amazing hosts. Lolita, if you're good for Lolita, and please, I hope your segment is at 7:30, right? I know you're here early, I believe. Good. Lolita, if you can chat with me a bit, may I bring you up? Give me a thumbs up. Cool. Bring you up, and I think Renee Knorr may be here. Or no, that's a, hey, Tina, how are you? I think you're a guest for someone else. That's cool. Oh, Renee, there's Renee. Cool. Can I bring you up, Renee? Thumbs up. Cool. You always ask your host, can they get up? You never know what they're doing. That kid could have walked in the room, and they could have been like, boy, I told you. And then Ramon put them live on stream. And I said, Ramon, I didn't say yet. Listen, Renee, Lolita, real quick, what did y'all hear? Renee, I'll turn to you first. Was this segment useful for you? And then we try to get one or two from Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces. Renee, first to you. What did you hear?
Absolutely.
Mute all platforms, Renee. Everybody mute all platforms.
Okay. Not only was it powerful, but one of the things, we all are in a process. We all have to realize that, sometimes when we see things one way, sometimes we just have to readjust them. And nothing's wrong with that. But if we don't put forth the effort, we'll never know. we will never know what worked and what doesn't work. And the great part about it is just being able to, I always say, put the big girl panties on, put the big boy panties on, and deal with it. If it doesn't work, we still have to make sure that we don't still give up on ourselves, you know, because the key is being successful. In order to win, you still have to see things through. And if you have to pivot or if you have to fall, like you said, fall quickly, but fall forward. And I love your presentation. Thanks, Ramon.
You're welcome. And Renee, I just want to comment right on there before Lolita jumps in and say, Renee, as well, you're right. That's one thing. Just again, share. I like to share my world, Renee. Some people say I share too much, but I don't mind it. I have to be careful of that because I can get dejected very easily. I mean, my wife knows when something goes wrong. Like, Ramon, what's wrong? Dang, the mic was on mute. And I had Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Dalai Lama on video, and it was not recorded. I'll mope all day. Lolita, what did you think about what I just shared? Talk to me.
Yes, Ramon. Hey, Renee. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, here's the thing. For me, it was all about the Donnie Clarkman song. Okay, so that's what it was all about for me. We fall down, but we get up. Okay, but you know, Ramon, here's the thing. I was back here like, yes, Ramon. When you said you make the soccer team, we're not waiting for anybody out here in these streets. You know, we used to wait. We used to wait and we used to show up and wait and maybe come to the table, maybe knock on the door. Today we're sitting at the table, but then if they don't call on us, guess what? We're making our own. We're building our own table. And I think that was the biggest thing for me. Failing forward is all about trying. And it's not even about making excuses like, all right, guys, look, we did it. Thank you for being here, but still trust me on the journey because I have proven results. Therefore, I'm able to do the things that I'm doing. So come on board because this might be the one that latches on. And I think that that's the power of it all. I think that the power of it all is that when you have a strong community and you know, see the thing about you, Ramon, okay, you didn't even ask this, but let me go ahead and let you know.
I did not ask.
Ramon, you did not ask, but here I go. The thing about you is that you bring out the strengths in other people. As you rise, you continue to bring people with you and say, hey, this is what I see in you. This is what you can add. And this is what it might be or might not be. But this is the vision that I have. And that's all you need. Clarity plus confidence equals commitment. So if I'm clear on where it is that you think we're going and it fits with me, I'm all in. So keep on asking and I'll keep on showing up. Good job.
Thank you, Lolita. And I love hearing your voice. And Renee also DMs me from time to time and others. And another name I can't remember. But Lolita, yes, and hearing Lolita's voice. That's okay, Ramon. No, let me get it. Ramon, that's okay. I'm here for it. No problem at all. I'm just asking. I just want clarity. That's all. That's all, Ramon. That's all. That's Lolita's voice. All right. Let's see if we can get a Clubhouse or a Twitter segment before we move on.
Yes.
Aurea.
Yes. Hey,
Go.
Hey, Ramon. It's Dr. Tangi.
Hey, Dr. Tangi. Mike's yours.
Hello. First of all, I want to say that you're a maestro. You're amazing. What you do, you're a visionary. A lot of times you're ahead of the curve. And what I want to say to you is that sometimes the things that we do are not even for the present. You are preparing something powerful for even the future that you know not of. So when you fall down, like what did you pick back up? You pick back up a lot of learning on what is getting ready to happen, the forward movement. So what I want to say, Ramon, is that you are incredible and what you've done is amazing. You and your team, Christina, behind the scenes, there's so much that went into producing what you did. And I just want to take my stylish hat off to you and say, keep rocking it. I can't wait to see what you're going to do in the future. And yes, we trust you. We trust you because you are anointed and you are led by God. So your steps are still ordered. So there was a reason why you did it. Whatever you pick back up, can't wait to see you run with that torch. Back to you, Ramon.
Dr. Tangi, I appreciate it very much. And thank you for your grace as well, because I know when we do stuff, we got to eat healthy. And we talked about you last night. Christina Howard and I brought snacks. And she was like, man, if Dr. Tangi was here, we'd have to have a separate pour for her. But I don't want to overlook what you said. Dr. Tangi, I receive what you said about me. I receive it. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for your grace and trust. I appreciate you being a part of this journey. Thank you, Dr. Tangi. All right. We'll take one or two more shares. In fact, Aurea's coming up soon, but she's getting her technology connected. Thank you. That's the thing. Dolan's in the background. Dolan, who I just connected with off Upwork, just sharing people. It doesn't take a lot to test. You got to put a little investment. This is my money that I'm investing with. And of course, our host, Renee's time. She can choose. Am I going to be on this train or that train, other trains? So all our hosts are ballers in their own right. They all got trains. They just have to vote which train they want to be on, meaning not in a bad way. So I just want to acknowledge, yes, it's my money, but our hosts, it's their time and energy. So, but the point is, let's take a few more audio shares while Aurea's getting her video up and I see her guest. Nice to see you there, Tina, looking lovely. How are you? Who wants to unmic, say your name?
Good morning.
Dora Maria.
I heard good morning first, that voice, and then we'll get to Dora Maria. That person, other voice.
This is Jeannie. Yep. Hi.
Okay, the high, then Dora, then Jeannie. The high, then Dora, then Jeannie. Go high.
Yes, my name is Angeline Moore.
Angeline,
Good morning, Breakfast with Champions. I'm trying to Twitter Spaces. So this is my first time speaking in Twitter Spaces,
We
so
hear
this
you
is
well.
cool. I love this conversation, Ramon. I would like to add what made me think of when you were saying fail forward is the concept of I love the fail forward method and then blending it with the faith forward technique as well, right? So putting those together, embracing the faith, and then finding the role of embracing the failure and then embracing the faith to go with it to do both. So I just wanted to share that. And I love this conversation. Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm Angelina. I'm complete.
Angeline, thank you. And I'll see you in a few minutes, Angeline, at the Champions Business Conference. Joanna Maria, the mic is yours.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. And I just wanted to add as well we're all failing forward in life because not everything always works. It's about what are those lessons and what are we doing to make sure that those lessons are because we're going to be learning new lessons, right? And new failures across the way. So what are we putting in place so that when it happens again, we rebound faster and we accomplish even more in a shorter amount of time? So I just wanted to add that the lessons are important, but aren't you having fun? Wasn't this week fun? I found this week so much fun. So I think that's part of the journey as well. Thanks.
Yeah, having fun.
Complete.
Sure. Yeah. Fun is. But yeah, I'm having fun. Yes, I'm having fun. And again, seeing the smiling faces. Look at these faces right here on the camera. I mean, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. All right. Jeannie, Dr. Jeannie, what's up, girl? Yours. And then if Aurea, you're ready, give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready. Dr. Jeannie, the mic is yours.
Ramon, thank you. Thank you for these words today. Thank you for what you've done this week. But I want to focus on forward. I think everything that I have seen you talk about is more about forward and less about the fail, because to me, all I'm remembering is a great week and I can't believe what all you did. But I think one of the things is as soon as we've done
Seems
these hard
like
things.
Ramon is muted on this side. We'll get him to unmute just one moment.
Let's see. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so
Should
much.
I keep talking or no?
Give talking in 1 second. We're just live doing whatever we do here. Give me 1 second, Dr. Jeannie. Do 1 second. Don't panic, Dr. Jeannie. Do not panic. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. Okay, Dr. Jeannie, Mike, go ahead. Continue. Thank you, Marilyn.
So I'll go quickly, but no, I think just focusing on the forward. I mean, what was this for? Gene Stafford talks about what we're for. Think about what this was for and what it's going to prepare. Just like Dr. Tangi was saying, what is next? And I think that's what you and I talked about last night, Ramon. What is next? And how much easier is it going to seem? Because this was amazing. So I'll pass the mic. Thank you, Ramon. And thank you, the whole team.
Dr. Jeannie, thank you. And I will see you as well in a few hours. Again, Aurea is coming up with her guest in 2 seconds, but let me give Renee any final word. I always like to acknowledge since we got video, might as well use it, right? Renee, give me 10 seconds, Lolita 10 seconds, and then I'll drop then Dolan after they're done. We can drop them down and I'll bring in Aurea. Renee, talk to me.
Absolutely. The emotional connection of what we have here, you cannot, it's priceless. Looking at amazing Lolita face this morning and your smiling face, the energy, you can't get that while we're just talking on the phone or talking in the phone, So that is one thing I would say, not only are we looking forward to bigger and better, but also now that we have this experience, we can only learn from it. And that's the great part about it. Yeah. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of being here with you all.
You know it, representing the global, what is it again, Renee? Say it again to me,
Global Women Wealth Warriors. Global Women Wealth Warriors. Hey.
Okay, got it. See, that helps me. Now, for some reason, I'll get it. Lolita, talk to me for 10 seconds. Let me know what you got.
We fall down. Come on, Ramon.
Get up.
Yeah.
For a saint is. Go ahead, come on. We fall down and we get up. We fall down. And we get up.
Fire.
Everybody.
All right.
Listen, what I was going to say right here was the thing is, Ramon, it's not just about your lessons, your learnings, you're moving forward. It's about us too. We never done this before. And so we take the lessons of which we were on the train, riding it on a journey. And now I know a little bit more. I didn't even know you could click and stream to other audiences when you were already on StreamYard. I'm like, okay, StreamYard, these I can apply to life. So I just want to say thank you so much. And failing forward, because we will fall, knows that guess what? There's only greatness on the other side. So thanks so much.
I love it. Delon, bring up Aurea and her guest, and keep Lolita and Renee there just for a few seconds. I like that shot, those colors, all that. And as we move on, so feel free, Delon, to bring up Aurea and her guest. Keep Lolita and Renee there for a few seconds, so we'll move forward. So hey, everybody, again, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. This is Breakfast with Champions. We're bringing up our next guest soon. Aurea McGary is going to talk to us about all the things. Aurea, how are you today?
Oh my gosh, I'm great. Talk about fail forward. I mean, technical difficulty, and it's all good. And we've got phones going and computers shutting down. It's like we find a way or make a way, don't we? Heavens to Betsy.
Again, everybody, thank you, Ray, for being here. Again, we're on Breakfast with Champions. We are live streaming on Twitter Spaces. We're live streaming on Clubhouse. My name is Ramon Ray. It's coming through my profile. A lot of things are going to change next week, so we can get back to some chat. But this is Aurea McGary's voice you're going to hear, and her guest, Tina, coming through the Ramon Ray profile on Twitter Spaces, on Clubhouse. Aurea, the mic is yours. I'm going to pull myself down, and you can let us know when you want your guest to come up. There she is right there. So
there she is. Bring her up. I love it. I love it. Ramon, what a great job you all are doing. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this show, and what a great way to wake up. So good morning, everyone here on Breakfast with Champions show. This is so much fun. I'm Aurea McGary, and whether you're listening to me, whether you're on Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces or all the spaces, I'm an Emmy Award-winning TV show host and podcaster of Get Celebritized, and I am all things podcast, TV, video, marketing. I truly believe that there's only one you in the world, and you need to make sure that your audience gets to experience you. And now more than ever, there is no greater space to let the world experience you and your community experience you than podcast and TV. So many people aren't taking it to the next step. And while you're podcasting, turn on the cameras, lights, camera, action. And if you're on the camera on YouTube, you see my beautiful guest here, Tina Davis. And if you're not watching, you need to go over to the YouTube on Breakfast with Champions, because she's got the cutest little critters on her shoulder. She's got tiny little baby possums. We're going to talk about that for a moment, in just a moment, because Tina knows the power of television. She knows the power of the airwaves, and she is jumping in. And I'm so proud of her. I've started my own television network called the Limelight Network. So if you all are listening and you've always wanted to have a podcast, or gosh, you've always wanted to have your own TV show or influence, maybe it's we've always wanted to be a YouTube influencer, with your expertise, with your knowledge, with your products, with your services, and you want to create a show that edutains your audience. Then lean in, listen in, and I'll put my Associate Tab link above. Maybe somebody here, one of the tech, wonderful team, can put up my Associate Tab /Aurea McGary up for everyone, because that's where you can lean into me and message me, whether you're interested in podcasting or starting your own show on the Limelight Network, or just want to know more about how the world can get to know you. So in a nutshell, stop being the best kept secret. Nobody can buy from you if they don't know you exist. So TV and podcasting helps people get entertained and entertained by you and say, ooh, I want to know more about that person. And I'm bringing over a beautiful guest right here to show this point live in person. So if you can, come on over to YouTube, because Tina right here from Petrie's Place, Friends of the Wild, is a new show that's going to be launching on May 3rd on the Limelight Network. You'll be seeing this everywhere. You can go to Facebook, the Limelight Network TV shows, join the fan club group, and when everything comes on live on the air, you can see it. So Tina, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, and a couple of my friends here.
Tina, if you're listening on Clubhouse, you guys have to chime in to YouTube. Come over here right now. She's got a little baby possum that probably, how big? Maybe a couple of inches long. Looks like a sugar glider. They look like little mice.
Yeah, there's one underneath the collar too. They're just hanging out. They wanted to say good morning to everyone, kind of show off their skills.
Can you jump close to the camera? This is gonna make sense in a minute, everyone. This will make sense. I'm gonna explain to you. There he is. Look at the sweetest little face. All right, there we go. Look at that. Okay, keep them up there if you can for a second. Do they have names yet?
Yes, this one in my jacket is Henry, and this one is Avelina.
Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. All right, Tina, let's tell the viewers and the listeners why the heck I have you getting up at 6 a.m. your time, which you're probably already up because you got 67 baby rescue animals right there in the sanctuary behind you. And you know the power of video marketing, and you have jumped in. I've got your Trash Cat coffee mug right here that I'm drinking my coffee out of. You have a nonprofit that helps rescue animals. You have products coffee, cosmetics, thermoses, Trash Cat coffee. We all know raccoons and possums, Trash Cat. We got this. And you decided to jump in on video marketing. So let's talk a little about what you do, what your show will be about, and why you're leaning into video marketing now to help support wildlife and teach others what they can do when they find injured wildlife in their own backyard. So this show is for animal lovers. Just saying. Animal lovers, come on in, lean in.
That's right. And especially the animals of the evening, these nocturnal babies. My name is Tina Davis. I am a home rehabber here in Bexar County, Texas, San Antonio. And the way this started is, rehabbers, unless you're a big brick and mortar, rehabbers are all self-funded. And so the idea behind the nonprofit is to afford all of this. There are, just in possums alone, there are, about 70 something of them in this room because of the adults as well. Plus I can handle other species. So I am the actual rehabber and the founder of the nonprofit. That won't go anywhere unless I can get it out there.
What's the name of the nonprofit?
Petrie's Place is the nonprofit. Now, Petrie's Place is currently supported by a couple of things like Aurea mentioned, Trash Cat Coffee, Trash Cat Cosmetics, and then Petrie's Place has its own website as well. There's one of our mugs.
I love it. I love it. And you know how much I love nonprofits. So you're just really smart, though, to let people know about it, because the biggest problem that nonprofits have is getting people to know they exist and who they're helping, what they're helping, to get donations. And
exactly.
You're having a television show showing
right.
the rehab you do, and people are just going to fall in love with you. Wait till they see this show. It's wonderful.
Right. So in order to survive, we need support, and that support can come in the way of donors or sponsors. And we've seen the rise and the success of, internet video and as well as streaming over the last few years. But you really need to give the supporter something more. And this is the way to do that. Jumping in to do a television show gives that long and short form video content that folks are so used to right now, plus streaming. It's a reward not only for the donor, but for the sponsor as well. And the goal is, our sanctuary is quite small right now. You wouldn't think it with the number, but all of these babies, they've got to grow up and be released into the wild, which means we need more food, more medical care, more pens. And that all takes donations. And this is a way to give back to those sponsors, in a bigger way than we've ever been able to before. And with the Limelight Network, of course, I jumped right in because this is something that isn't really being done by anyone else around me. And this is all self-funded. There isn't going to be anything coming from anywhere else. So the opportunity to jump in like this was, gold.
Really, you're so smart. I mean, you were the first one. There you were. And, there was no talking you into it. And I love entrepreneurs and nonprofit founders, people that, have a mission, have a goal, and they need either clients, customers, or donors to make the ship run. And they realize whatever it takes. And Glenn Lundy was just talking about this morning, and it was just do it. But this is happening. The economy's happening. The houses aren't selling. Just do it. And I love Ramon was talking this morning about failing forward. Try it. If it doesn't work, what's the worst thing that could happen? One thing that doesn't work, or you do what Ramon Ray and the Breakfast of Champions doing. You pivot, you massage it, you tweak it. It's not all or nothing. If I jump into this and it fails, oh, well, throw away the baby with the bathwater. We have to stop that kind of mentality where if it doesn't work like this, the way I thought it should work, then it's not going to work. And you get depressed and you go down a failure road, and you don't try to pivot it and really lean in and get wise counsel from people. So you've got to show the baby again. Keep that baby up in this, because I want people to know about you. There you go. The little baby, if you're not looking on YouTube, tiny, tiny, tiny little possum, about as big as a mouse. And, y'all, if y'all all ever seen a possum in your yard, give us a shout out, give us a comment. I feed possums in my backyard every single night for the last 3 years since the pandemic started. And I was bored looking out my window at night, because it's right here by my office, and realized I saw a possum on my porch. And I got all excited. I started feeding them. Well, what's going to happen? They keep coming back. And then I've had a huge black bear at my door. I've had a raccoon, but possums, look at the baby. Possums have never stopped coming. Look at that face. Oh my, you've had me at hello. I mean, I was telling you earlier, whoops, I just knocked everything over. Telling you earlier, Tina, that, I have a stuffed animal possum, but someday I will have a real possum because I want to be a rescue rehabber as well. You've inspired me because I want to definitely do that. You do have to have a license. So talk to us about one of the most funniest part or the most educational part of your episode that you're doing, because you've had a run-in with skunks. You've had some fun running. You're going to show all this on your show on Friends of the Wild on the Limelight Network coming up May 3rd. So y'all don't forget to connect with me. My associate tab is right there. Connect with me. I'll make sure you get all the links. There'll be a Facebook group. You can connect with Tina, connect with all the TV show hosts. We've got lots and lots of great people coming on to educate you, edutain you. So Tina, tell us a little bit about, all right, if we find a possum or an injured skunk or an injured animal or fallen bird or squirrel, what does the average homeowner do? Let me say average animal lover that wants to help. What should we jump in or should we call someone first?
You can do both. Jump in and get the animal safe and warm. Don't feed it or give it anything else, and get a hold of a rehabber. What's best for the animal is to be rehabilitated and returned to their natural environment. Wild animals, although they can be, handled like this very young, they're not domesticated. That takes, decades to kind of overcome, plus immunities and things like that. So get a hold of a rehabber. Opossums have a very specific diet, and so although they're known as trash cats, that couldn't be further from fact. They need supplements and things. Apparently, this one needs to eat my hair.
I'm laughing. If you guys are watching YouTube, she got two of them nibbling at her ear. They're like two little baby mice, but they are possums and they are marsupials too. And they're just right there, like hanging from your ear like little earrings. They're so stinking cute.
Yeah.
I hope everybody donates to your nonprofit. I mean, you're just amazing.
Yes, please do, because all of these need to be fed.
Absolutely. Well, keep going. All right. So so we can jump in. So you say call a rehabber. Well, if we've never done that before, how do we find them? Is it in the yellow pages? Of course, my age is short. I mean, do you go to Google rehabber in my neighborhood? What do we do?
Right. I would start with Google. I don't think the yellow pages have been updated in a while. So I'd start on Google. You can use your neighborhood apps. There's usually, somebody that knows somebody. But your local game warden or wildlife, like we have Texas Parks and Wildlife, they're going to have a website and it's going to walk you through your game warden site, similar in each county, in each state. But the rehabbers are licensed for those states. They do have to meet certain criteria and have gone through certain training. So their animals, well-being is in their best interest. Everyone wants to, animal lovers all want to save the animal, but that doesn't mean that's necessarily going to be the best thing for it. I do have some rescues here where, individuals may have found them and they tried to raise them themselves, but then that caused some medical issues. And so behind me are some rehabs that are going through some medical treatment to get back on their feet from being fed the wrong thing. So definitely look through Google just your local rehabbers. You can put your county and just wildlife rehabber. That should pull up what you need.
Okay, it's funny. I feel like I'm watching like Stuart Little or Ratatouille with this little critter on your shoulder. He's just having a good old time. He's just there. He's like, I want the limelight. So cute. Let me ask you, Tina. I know you know the power of video now. You know the power of television and podcasting. But for your business, it's really important to have the camera on because people are going to fall in love with these precious little babies and want to help you help them. Because not everybody, of course, is going to be a rehabber or should be a rehabber, but we can help other people and we can make sure that the animals are in good hands with people like you. So good for you for jumping into video, television. I'm so excited for your show. So tell me, when did you get this idea that, I want to be a rehabber? Because what's your background? And how did you say, I think, because everybody that knows me knows that I just was born wanting to just rescue all the animals of the world. So it's like, and I still don't. So I need to do this. So this is my next step. But what made you, jump in and say, I'm going to get my license to be a rehabber?
Well, the getting the license part became necessary just to stay legal. Right before the pandemic hit, and I mean the February before we were on lockdown is when my first possum came in, and it snowballed.
What do you mean came in? It walked into your house?
It was delivered to my house by my aunt. She found it in the parking lot at work, and at that time we had just been discussing how opossums were so cute, maybe had a few drinks over Valentine's lunch, and it became part of the conversation. And then it became, we basically—
You just happened to be talking about possums and somebody threw into a possum. I talk about possums all the time and nobody's brought me one to my door. What is wrong with this picture?
I think we were manifesting a little harder over a couple of glasses of wine, but they did start appearing. I did also get a call where a mama possum was attacked by a dog, and there were some babies, and they knew that I had the one that I had, and it became a thing. But right then, we also saw the lockdowns, and there were no veterinary services. Everything was going away, and so I had to take to learning online, right? Even all of the classes became online and virtual, and the license became necessary in order to keep the animals until they needed to be released. So that's where it started. Now, becoming this, that didn't happen overnight. This just sort of—
She's pointing to this, meaning 67 babies she has right now that she is, and I don't know when she sleeps, but 67 little babies of possums. I think you have a couple of skunks in there, some other things. And Tina, I want to make this point, because Breakfast with Champions is a wonderful community of business entrepreneurs, business-minded people. And you took a situation, and we've all went through the pandemic, and some people pivoted really well. Some people may still be struggling and not knowing now what, because maybe they lost their job or just so much was lost, but so much was gained. And you're an example of what was gained. So you took a so-called bad situation, and look how God threw you into, this is going to be one of your callings. You got some other callings as well, but it took this, and then the pandemic, which was so bad in so many ways, turned it around to good. Now look at you. So if it wasn't for the pandemic, you wouldn't be here with your nonprofit, rescuing animals, turning it into something absolutely amazing. So to reiterate what Ramon and Glenn were talking about earlier, failing forward to success, most people would think pandemic, fail, everything shutting down, no vets. You turned it into a success moving forward. Okay, I'll step up. This is something I need to do. Now look at you. So I really hope everybody really gets that message right now. You can turn any lemon into lemonade if you think about, okay, what can I do now? How can I make this work? This isn't going to work anymore. This is shut down, or I can't do this, or this isn't here. Well, what can you do? Again, rewind back to Glenn Lundy this morning. Just do it. So keep on going, because now I'm going to add wine to my manifesting possums coming to my door. They're at my door, but now they need to come inside my door. So keep going.
Yeah, so I had to pick up a little bird. We got a random dove in recently, and it was waking up.
Wait, bring him back. Bring him back. What kind of bird is that?
This is a dove. I'm not sure the species just yet, because it just sort of happened.
Wait, put the screen on you. Keep it low. Oh, look at the baby.
Yeah, I don't normally take in birds, but this little fella needed help immediately, and so here we are. We're trying to figure this out together, and that's part of—
He looks dark.
He is dark, but his lighter feathers are underneath. He's getting there. Right now I'm just trying to keep him alive. This is what rehabbing is all about. Not all of them turn out well, and some of them obviously do, because we're releasing, tons of opossums back into the wild. They're necessary for our existence. What they do is they clean up not only the carrion, which is the decaying animals out there, the bad things, but they also like to eat snakes and mice and rats, and they are known to eat
ticks.
5,000 ticks off of their own bodies every season, and so that helps control Lyme disease and all of the other rodent problems, right? And things that come with that. So they're necessary to our environment, as well as birds. Everybody, I keep going the wrong way with the camera. Everybody has their own role to play. And so, yeah, this did kind of balloon up into, first it was in the house, right? And then I slowly started taking over our deck and patio. And eventually this room was part of our previous business, a fishing lure company, and then became our gym, which was completely unnecessary here. So I
let her have an animal sanctuary. Yeah. I'm totally on board.
Yeah, forget that idea. Let's move that out. And it became the sanctuary. And now I have, acreage around me that we're slowly going to, put the pens up and expand, because all these littles, they're going to get big and need to practice outside. And so, sponsors for the show and donors are going to help fund all of that, to where each year, and baby season is this same time every year. And for some species, it's twice a year.
Is it spring?
It's spring and some fall.
Okay.
baby season we're in full swing. There hasn't been a day yet in about 2 weeks where at least one animal hasn't come in.
Right.
And again, we're self-funded. You know, this is just a Tina show with volunteers. Hopefully more volunteers.
On that note, Tina, before we only have about like 4 or 5 minutes left, tell us your website to your nonprofit. Now, when everybody knows listening, just connect with me if you want to connect with Tina, because we don't have all the websites up yet. Everything we're launching in May for the Limelight Network, but I want to go ahead and make sure everybody knows your nonprofit, and then they can connect with me to make sure they see the show coming May 3rd will be your first episode, and you're going to be showing all sorts of fun behind the scenes, how you rescue. You're going to have so many cool stuff. What happened to you with this run-in with this baby skunk, which is hysterical. Can't wait for people to see that. Some things I didn't even know, and I know a lot about animals, but what happened to you, I didn't even know was a thing. So I hope everybody will tune in. But what's your nonprofit website? Let me have that so we can put that up.
Sure. That's petriesplace.com. So it's PETRIS place.com.
Putting that up right now. Well, I'm going to put in the comments so they can put it up on the screen because they're so amazing. Our team here is amazing. Breakfast Champions. Tina, in a nutshell, tell us something that you want. Oh, it's Petrie's Place. PetriesPlace.com. There we go. We got this up in a second. Petrie's PETR. And Petrie was the name of your first possum?
It sure is. She is our matriarch.
Awesome. There it is. Awesome. PetriesPlace.com. Now, possums are not rodents. They are marsupials, and they're the only marsupials native to North America. They're really cool. They can't get rabies. They don't come around and bite you. Most people don't like them, I think, because of their tail. Looks like a big rat, but they are so precious. Just bring them up there again. They are so good. If you see them in your yard, leave them there. Let them be, because they're going to eat the ticks, eat the poisonous snakes, keep their rat population under control. They are absolutely amazing to have in a yard. So Tina, tell us one thing you want us to know as homeowners or renters or just in suburbia where we might, find injured animals, or maybe you're in New York City where I was born and raised and you find an injured squirrel in Central Park. Tell us something we may need to know in the last minute or two we have of the show.
Sure. Again, wildlife needs to be seen by a rehabber, someone that's licensed with the state. But also, just because you see a baby, it doesn't mean it's abandoned. The mama may as well come back, and so don't be a baby napper. Let nature be. But when it comes to opossums, mama doesn't come back, and mama doesn't come back for babies that are wounded either. So if you see an abandoned baby, just think about it. Mama might be around. Otherwise, get a hold of a rehabber, collect the baby, keep it warm, keep it safe, don't feed it, and find one of us in your local area, and we can take it from here. Or you can always call Aurea. She will do it.
I'll take them all.
Yeah, she'll take it for you.
Tina, Ramon just came on. I want you to meet Ramon. Tina, thank you so much. I'm so excited for Friends of the Wild TV show. Knowing the power of TV marketing for your nonprofit or for your business is a thing. And she's going to be launching on my new network, the Limelight Network. So check us out, message me, and we will get you all hooked up and connected. Ramon, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Yeah, no,
this is great. Give her a round of applause with their little babies. 67 babies.
Amazing, Tina. Thank you for being here. And I love seeing the animals. It was almost like an episode of the Steve Harvey show. They had the raccoon, the skunks, the boa constrictor. Lolita was DMing me in the back. I want to move in with Tina. I want to move in with Tina. So she wasn't doing that.
I want to move in with Tina. She's in Texas. I keep saying she would be my best neighbor. I'm getting ready to move. Imagine going over there and be able to help her feed all those babies. Look at them, those two little precious babies on her shoulder.
Aurea, one follow-up for you as we get to bring on the Lolita Walker show. Aurea, one more time, tell us about Limelight Network in short. Thank you for sharing the light on Tina. Appreciate that. But please share with us one more time, Limelight Network, what it's all about. Give us a short summary again of what you're doing there.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Tina, for being here. I'm now the proud president of a television network called the Limelight Network, shining the light on great edutainment. It is launching May 1st, and they can lean into me. My link is in my Instagram. If you're interested, if you're a podcaster or you've always wanted to have your own TV show, this is for video marketing purposes. So for people to get to know, like, and trust you, now using the power of television, having your own show, and it will be a podcast simultaneously. So I'm really excited. It's a perfect blend for me. I already got 10 shows launching first week of May, all sorts of, from fitness to animal rescue to getting celebritized to all sorts of hot topics. It is such a great variety. So I really want everybody to know the power of video, the power of TV, and the power of podcasting, where people lean in for 24 minutes on average and uninterrupted. So I ask entrepreneurs listening, what would you do with 24 minutes of uninterrupted time with your potential clients, customers, and community without that 3-second scroll, having to stop, dance, and throw things on your head? This is a leaning in community that wants to know you're there and wants to be edutained by you. So I'm really excited. It's a perfect fit.
Cool. Aurea, listen, thank you so much. Tina, thanks for being here. Aurea, thanks for joining us. Dolan, we can move these two amazing animal lovers off. Up next is Lolita Walker. Lolita, how was your day? How you doing? And how is your boy, Mr. Walker? How's he doing, Lolita? And you're on mute on the StreamYard side.
Yes. Everything is going amazingly. I'm so excited to be here. I was just saying, let me stream this. Now we have a new thing right here. So I want to stream this to my audience and do all of the things. I'm so excited to be here, Ramon. I am going to be talking about how to become unshakably flexible. And I think it has so much to do with what you were talking about now. Just give me one.
Take your time. Take your time. And what's so amazing about Lolita, what's good about this Lolita, is that Lolita is so powerful that Elena Cardone, Lisa Copeland are going to come up after Lolita Walker on the Twitter Spaces side, everybody. So get ready to join them as they're going to come in the next few minutes on the Twitter Spaces side. The room is already there. And we got Clubhouse going. Hey, Clubhouse, somebody unmic and just say, yo, Ramon to me if you want to. Anybody, especially if you haven't spoken in a while, but even if you have, no problem. Who wants to come off mic and just say, hi, Lolita?
Yo, Ramon. Yo, hi, Lolita.
Who is that? Say your name.
Hey, it's Jeffrey. What up, Ramon?
Hey, Jeff.
Lolita.
What's up? Good to have you here, man. Listen, Lolita, you good to go?
Yes, I am great to go. I'm ready to roll.
Mike is all yours, everybody. Lolita Walker, take it away.
I love it. Hey, you guys, for all of you all who don't know me, I am Lolita E. Walker. I am a certified life leadership and executive coach. I'm also a power speaker, podcaster, all of the things, author, 2-time author, about to be a 3, 4, 5-time author. So there's just so many things. Oh, thank you, Lolita Rocks. Thank you, Aurea. I appreciate you all being here. Of course, I have got to start off with Ramon Ray. Okay, today's topic we are talking about is how to become unshakably flexible. Now you might say, oh my gosh, Lolita, that's such an oxymoron. How am I going to be unshakable and still be flexible at the same time? Listen, today, guess who we heard from? Ramon Ray, who was here, and he was talking about failing forward. And there's so many amazing things that can come from failing forward. And he was giving us all of these instances where he has failed forward. So I want to start off with saying to us, how have you failed forward? And now how can you remain unshakably flexible? So there's somebody today that's saying, listen, Lolita, what does this have to do with me? I'm a business owner. What does this have to do with me? I'm working in corporate America. What does this have to do with me? I'm an entrepreneur. What does this have to do with me? I'm a stay-at-home mom. It has to do with you because the power is becoming unshakable, yet being flexible at the same time. And I like to really call this thing right here, this tree. I'm all about imagery, okay? If it's your first time leaning in, then I want to say, welcome to Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, where Lolita brings a bit to BWC Daily, because coaching is all about leaving you with a couple nuggets to challenge your thinking. Cocktails is not so much about what you're sipping on, but it's more about celebrating the greatness of who it is that you are. And then conversations is the juiciness that we are having right here. And the power, okay, about being unshakable and still being flexible at the same time. Imagine a tree. The unshakable part is because you have these roots. You have these roots that are grounded deep down into the ground, okay? For years and years and years, you had these strengths, this innate gift, all of these things inside of you, they're there, right? They're connections that's being made. Do you know that when trees have the roots underground and they start linking they start linking around and their roots start to grab hold other places? Think about your community. Redwood trees have a community around them. Beautiful. But yet they're still flexible. Yet when you look up, you can see the sway that happens from side to side. I want you to think about you becoming unshakably flexible. Why is this important to you? Because no matter where it is that you stand, at work, at life, at home, I want you to remember who you are, the unshakable pieces of you, the strengths, the core values that you bring to the table, because as my friend Ramon. Ramon Ray is my case test today. He is my case study today because today he started talking about this notion of this new TV production, this new production that he wanted to have on BWC Daily that he was successful in because he's flexible, he can move, he can sway, but you got to be unshakable and know that I have a community around me who will keep me grounded, who will come to where it is that I am. And that is what we're talking about today. How to become unshakably flexible. And so to my Coaching Cocktails and Conversations community, to Breakfast with Champions, to BWC Daily, to my Facebook Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, YouTube, Twitter Spaces, all of the places that we are right now, I want you guys to think about this notion of becoming unshakably flexible. What does that mean to you? I'd love to see what it means to you. Unshakably flexible. And so my solution to that and what I want to present to you today for your consideration is simple. Power up your mind, your body, your spirit, period. Power up your mind, your body, your spirit. When we talk about flexibility, I want you to power up. I want you to plug in. I want you to look at the power that we have. Hey, Evelyn is able to watch today. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. Becoming unshakably flexible. I want you to power up. I want you to plug on in. For work, for life, for home, your mind, your body, and your spirit. So let's talk about this notion right now. Okay? Let's talk about mind flexibility. Let's just talk about flexibility in general. Because one of the things, if you were here with me a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the power of resilience. And the imagery that I gave you was a rubber band. And I said, sometimes it's this adversity that comes at us, right? And sometimes there's these emotions, these things, this chaos that comes at us, right? Remember that we're grounded as a tree, and this rubber band, it pulls back, we pull it back, we pull it back. And it's all this stuff that's happening inside of our lives. It's disappointment I talked about. It's ego I talked about. It's anger I talked about. And so you pull back, you pull back, you pull back. But what we got to be ready to do is release. And when that rubber band gets released, that is us soaring to our endless possibilities. Are you ready to soar to your endless possibilities? Right? Are you ready? One of the things that Ramon talked about this morning is, yeah, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for disappointment. You got to know, I got to be ready for all of these things. I got to be ready for anger to come. I got to be ready for somebody in my community to say, I'm not in there anymore. I got to be ready for somebody to do that. Will it hurt? Absolutely, and hands down. How do you become unshakably flexible? How do you become that person that remains grounded in who it is that you are, your strengths that you have, so that now you can soar differently? Now you can say, okay, that didn't work. I'm moving on to the next. So I want you to think about a project that you feel that you failed on. And I want to talk to you about this powering up. I have a podcast episode. I think it was in season 1. I'm in season 4 now on Coaching Cocktails and Conversations. And I talked about laying inside of a hospital bed. And sometimes our body just doesn't feel like continuing to go. So sometimes we have an IV in our arm. Picture that. Okay. We have an IV in our arm because we're getting this solution that's helping to replenish who it is that we are. Okay. But then sometimes we just give our power away. Sometimes we unplug it. Sometimes we allow somebody else to say, all right, go ahead and grab all my power right there. What if you're being filled back up with this power? What if you're being filled back up with you being this unshakable? What if it's the affirmation of power of you? What if it's the demonstration that you have for all of your projects? What if it is Ramon Ray recognizing that, oh my gosh, let me talk about successes. Let me talk about this conference that's sold out right now that I have people coming to right here in this place, in this space. What if I talk about the books that I'm an author of? What if I talk about showing up inside of spaces and people knowing who it is that I am? What if I talk about the 3 companies that I've already launched and then sold? What if I talk about all of those things? See, that's the power coming back into you. But what if you've already unplugged? Come on, today is about staying plugged in. Dr. Jeannie said, I love your visual, Lolita, of the tension as we stretch toward the limitless possibilities. Absolutely. I love to give you these visuals because I want you to remember that you've got to remember that I am Lolita E. Walker, insert your own name. I walked into this space already being phenomenal. right? How do I know? I just listed off a million things that Ramon Ray has done. I can list off a million things that I do. I walked into this space already whole. You're adding to me and I love it. But just in case, when I have to leave this place because I'm soaring, because my rubber band has stretched and now is pushed to that endless possibility, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good because I have this unshakable flexibility. I want you to know that you can plug in your mind, your body, your spirit. Let's talk about flexibility for each and every one of those. We have about 15 minutes to hang out today. So 15 more minutes to hang out today. Your mind. Why is it important to be flexible around your mindset? I want you to have a growth mindset. We're not going to stay stagnant. Yes, we have roots. Yes, we're continuing to add to that thing. But I want you to know, like everybody else, that there is flexibility in this thing. Your mind, I want you to challenge it. I want you to not only show up here and grab these tangible tips and tricks and relate it to your life right now, but I want you to use these things. And then I want you to drop off. Okay. Drop off what you can't use. Don't even pick them up. Those breadcrumbs are for somebody else. I want you to know that when you think about your growth mindset that you're trying to grow, clarity plus confidence equals the commitment of how you show up every day. How clear are you in where it is that you're going? If you already have a vision, there's going to be bumps. There's going to be, oh my gosh, mountains and rivers and all of the things. But I want you to know you got this. You walked in unshakable. Those roots are always there. I want you to think about your mind. I want you to think about your mindset. I want you to understand the importance of flexibility and understanding the importance of being flexible and how unexpected situations will happen in your life, right? But you're ready for it. You're ready for it. That product that you just launched is not doing so well. I went on Amazon the other day. I was looking for something and I said, let me just Google my name. Let me put my name in there. Let me see how the books are doing. And my book is on sale actually. And they never send you something and say, hey, we're reducing the price of your book online at Amazon. And so my book that started off and doing really, really well, I think it was like $40 when it started off. My second book, Can We Talk? Letters and Poems to Reclaim a Better You. And I went on there the other day and it was $25. And I said, oh my gosh. But am I going to let that shake me? Absolutely not, because the book is good. And I said, well, shoot, if it's on sale for $25, that's less than I can order it from the publisher. So let me go ahead and grab me some right here. You got to move with what you got. And you might not see it inside of this moment right here, but you are impacting life. I tell you all the time that my voice, I already know that there's a little bit of Lolita E. Walker in each and every one of you all listening here today. Whether you're on Clubhouse, whether you're on Twitter Spaces, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, I want you to know you are greatness. Be ready for the unexpected. Yes, Aurea, be ready for the unexpected because you are grounded. You are unshakable in who it is that you are and how it is that you showed up. And every single day you add a little bit of extra. You add a little bit more dirt and nutrients. You add a little bit more things to build this tree and to feed this tree. There's water that's coming. There's blessings that's coming. There's people that are coming into your life. And then I want you to sway because there's flexibility that's available. We talked about having the right mindset, knowing that it's already done. Connecting to the emotion of how you're going to feel when you get to the end of that thing. I want you to think about home. I want you to think about work. I want you to think about life. You all know I'm getting my PhD and I'm on this doctoral journey. Lord, thank you for being with me, right? But I know how I'm going to feel when I walk across that stage. I know.
Dr. Lolita Walker. Dr. Lolita Walker. Let's go. I'm sorry. I had to just bombard your live stream, all your people. Like, who's this dude? But Lolita Walker, Dr. Lolita Walker. I'm done. Please continue the Lolita Show.
Yes. Listen, come on anytime you want, because that is the power of being unshakable and knowing who it is that you are. When I think Ramon Ray, oh, you guys, that was Ramon Ray, just in case you hadn't met Ramon Ray. Now, the thing is, when I think about Ramon Ray, I think about the roots that he has because he's already demonstrated. You see that smile he had, you see that brightness he had, you see that extra energy he had. That thing right there is who it is that he is. So he is unshakable in that thing right there. That thing right there is powerful, but he's flexible. He's able to move and sway and leap onto his other pieces of the community and leap onto all of those things. Grab that root and say, you're going to hold me right now. Grab that root of faith. He always talks about God. Grab that root of faith and say, you are going to hold me right now. So as I walk into this thing, I will be held. So I want to gift you today clarity plus confidence equals commitment. All right. Talking about flexibility. Yes, yes, yes. Listen. You got to claim it in advance. You got to have the doctor in front of you in advance. I appreciate my community because I'm telling you, there's been some nights where there's tears coming out of my eyes. There's been sometimes I'm a published author, but the academic writing is something a whole lot different. And I get this feedback on these papers. I have been in tears, you guys, tears. Okay. But you know what I remember? I remember folks like you that say, hey, Dr. Lolita E. Walker. And I remember the manifestation of what that's going to look like and feel like on the other side. So I continue. I continue because I recognize my why. I continue. Yes, Aurea said, name it, claim it, do it. Absolutely. Then name it, claim it, and do it. It is on repeat. Okay, absolutely. So we talked about your mind. We're powering this thing. We're not giving away our power. We're actually plugging into power. Then we want to go to our body, right? Flexibility in your body. Woo. I know you already I know you already have it. Some people's body just started hurting all of a sudden when I said the flexibility in your body. Some people already just are hurting. Maybe it's just me. What I want you to know is that touch your toes in the morning, stretch your arms in the morning. You feel all of that? I want you to know that you are flexible. There's power in being flexible in your body. Your mind, your body, and your spirit is this amazing, amazing trio, right? And so when we talk about the flexibility that we have in the tree and our flexibility in our mindset and our standing strong inside of this growth mindset, but being able to shift and swift and do all of the things, that thing right there is hashtag power. So I want you to make sure that it's not only your mind that you're moving with. I want you to make sure that you're fueling your body as well. How does this work, Lolita, for my business? How does this work, Lolita, for my home? How does this work, Lolita? I'm a full-time student. How does it work? I want you to show up. What are you grounded in? Yes, Dora Maria said, my toes, my hand, orange covering my eyes. Absolutely. When you get up, I want you to stretch for it. Are you willing to stretch for your goals? Stretch for your body. Your body is your vessel. Take care of it. It matters. Today, we're talking about how to be unshakably flexible. I want you to be grounded in who it is that you are, grounded in your vision of where you're going, and knowing that I'm flexible enough to be able to shift, to still meet my why right here. We're not going to hide behind that because I know who I am. When I got here, I'm gaining a lot from you in my present, but then when my future comes, I'm going to be able to move on because I'm still grounded in where it is and who it is and what it is that I'm walking and talking and doing, behaving every single day. I get so excited talking to you guys. I want to open it up for a minute and see if anyone has anything that they want to add before I continue.
And definitely on the Clubhouse side, Twitter Spaces side, this is going through Ramon Ray's feed, and Lolita's restreaming it there. But again, I just want to pause with you, Lolita, just on the Twitter side, Clubhouse side. Feel free to unmic. Lolita's invited some comments. We're cognizant that we are on live video platform. I heard somebody there. Unmic, say your name clearly so Lolita can hear it.
Well, while they're still doing that, Ramon, because do you hear anybody?
Yeah, I thought I heard. That's why I was pausing. But you never know. Somebody could. But go ahead.
Well, while you're doing that, I did want to read, Patricia Russell said, thank you, Lolita. I needed to hear you this morning. And I wanted to say that that's a piece of our being unshakable and being flexible, is that her mind is flexible enough to know that I'm willing to receive, but she's still standing there. And she said, guess what? I needed exactly this voice this morning, because not only the voice, but also the tangibles, because I want to strengthen the roots that I have on who it is that I am.
And I do have one question, one comment, Lolita, if I may. Yeah, I think two things I want to say. I think I just love the aspect of what you said. And can you say it one more time about the roots of the trees reaching out to others? Can you just repeat that refrain again? And then I have a second question to ask you, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to try to reframe. Sometimes when you're in the moment, you can't say exactly.
It's how the roots reach out and get strength with others and leverage and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So I happen to be in oh my gosh, Occidental, California, with an amazing woman I met on Clubhouse in a different room. And I went to visit her for 8 days, didn't know her at all, Kate Greer, right? And I get to her house and she remembered that I love water and trees. That is my most be-free space. When I get to her house is surrounded by redwood trees, Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything more beautiful. And she was explaining to me how redwood trees communicate in this community and this family that they have. And so they're grounded, right? So these roots, they're touching all of the other trees and they're building this sense of community. And it never left me. Then she took me to the ancient forest of trees. And so what I said there is that our roots, imagine that they're your strengths and your power and your values and your core and all of your experiences. And then they grab hold of another tree that's right there. I've grabbed hold of some of your roots out of Ramon. So I've grabbed hold to the Ramon roots, and there's things that I'm pulling from Ramon because he's strengthening me. I talked about the water that's just pouring down and helping the nutrients grow, helping my tree to grow, and then us being able to be flexible.
That was powerful. So it's kind of like, then I'll have you go on. Again, everybody, we're here listening to Lolita Walker, the future Dr. Lolita Walker, here on Breakfast with Champions. Here we're live streaming on Twitter. We'll be having Elena Cardone and Lisa Copeland coming up in the next few minutes. And we're live streaming on the Clubhouse site as well. Anybody wants to join, jump in. Let me just pause for 3 seconds. Jump in. Let me hear you.
I love the shake. This is Jeannie. I love the shakeable and flexible being juxtaposed. It's so powerful. Thank you, Lolita.
And Dr. Jeannie, that's what I wanted to ask Lolita. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie. Dr. Jeannie, you must be reading my mind. That's what I wanted to comment on, just to have you restate again. I think that's what powerful, that flexible unbreakableness. That I think is powerful, Lolita. And I think not everybody has it, right? Because some people are flexible, but then they like, noodles or something like that the whole life. And that we don't want that. Some people unflexible. I got some people like that in some communities I'm in, not this one, but 1 or 2 guys I can think of. I'm like, let me just call it out. Like, Pastor, like, can't we just have like green donuts today? No. Got to have red donuts. We've had it for the last 100 years. So what do you think about that, Lolita?
Yes, this is about how to be unshakably flexible. And it's the power right there, right? Unshakably flexible. And so when you first hear it, just like Dr. Jeannie said, is they don't really go together. Somebody could say, how can you be unshakable? Yeah, you could be flexible. Well, here today, that is what I'm telling you right there. I love this. Friesen Holistic said, flexible with my vision to support young adults who have autism and yet have their own vision to live independently. Absolutely. And so I want to say, hey to you, and thank you for pouring in, because that notion of being rooted, of being grounded in who it is that you are, and knowing without a shadow of a doubt, this thing is already done. So let me walk into it. You got to already own the future self. So as our last user just said is, folks with autism, they already have a vision to live independently, right? So yes, we're going to lean into that, flexible with my vision to support young adults who have autism and yet have their own vision to live independently. So their roots, they're clear. And what he is able to do, or she's able to do, is really just say, hey, guess what? I want to remind you of all of this stuff, and I'm part of your community. Let me help you be flexible in how it is that you get there. I love that.
Yeah, I think in a way, Lolita, I think it's, what we're doing here, as I think about, some of our mutual friends, you got like a NASA engineer who went to the moon and back and like can program satellites and deep government secret stuff. Aurea, you got one of the greatest athletes of all time playing b-ball in other countries, tall and handsome and amazing. Dre Baldwin, you got Christina Howard, like, man, you're talking about dynamite. Yep. So imagine, this is going back to what you're saying, Lolita Howard. I mean, I think it's just Lolita Walker. I think it's just amazing. And I think when I think of this community, you and I, Lolita, I think if you and I ever share the stage together, they're probably going to take insurance out, just to make, what I'm saying? Cause like pyrotechnics.
Yes, I hear you. Listen, Ramon, it's already done. We just got to make it, put it on the books, because I know that our show will be #amazing. Okay, Ramon, we're going to be doing some high fives. I might hit them with a cartwheel. Okay. That flexibility, I'm going to have to do a stretch before, but today we're going to be unshakable in knowing who it is that we are, because we're going to own every single mistake. We're going to fail forward, Ramon, and we're going to make it work. Absolutely.
That's okay. Right. Fail forward. And I'm going to leave you to do the singing. I think if I probably, that's the only thing maybe I will. Maybe that's part of the flexibility. Maybe I'll bring earplugs. How about that? We can upsell $1.99 earplugs we can give to the audience, which they will have to buy because Ramon is going to hear what's
going on.
Yeah. Keep talking, Lolita. You got 5 minutes to go. Keep sharing with Lolita. Take us out of here, and I'll come back on in the next 4 minutes. But continue on. You're doing great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, today, just in case you're just joining, you're going to have to go back and listen to the replay in all of the places and spaces, okay? Hopefully you're watching at bwcdaily.com, Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, my entire community. Don't worry, it'll be on the podcast, Breakfast with Champions. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter Spaces. We're on YouTube. We are on all of the things. So if you didn't catch today how to become unshakably flexible in your work, your life, your home, then you've got to go back and listen, because what I talked about is, listen, plug in, plug up to your mind, your body, and your spirit. I gave you a bunch of different images so that now you can put yourself in that position. You can pull back when I talk about this rubber band test, because you're getting yourself ready through all of the adversity, the trials, the triumphs, all of the things. You're going to pull all the way back, and then you're going to release and allow yourself to soar, because you are grounded, you are unshakably flexible, and you have decided that in the midst of your stillness, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, in the midst of your stillness, you continue to power you continue to get fueled up. So I want you to be clear on where your vision is. We talked about your mind. Yes. We talked about your body. And now for your spirit, this whole spirituality, we talked about physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of the Lees, right? Is that part of how you are grounded? I talked about Ramon Ray being my case study for today, and him being grounded. Part of one of his roots absolutely is faith. Part of one of mine is absolutely faith. And when that thing is grounded right there, sometimes you got to say, you know what? That root right there, I'm taking it with me because I need it with me right here in this moment. I want you to decide, what do you need inside of this moment in order to propel you a little bit further in your work, in your life, in your home, in your business? What is it that you need? And of this community with all of these roots, like we are redwoods, all of us are together. And it's not only my community, it's Ramon's community who this is going out to. It's Lisa Copeland's community who this is about to go out to. It's all of our communities. And so if we are redwoods and all of our roots are being pinched together and we're touching each other, then we have the power to reach out. Where is your ask? Who have you reached out to because your vision is so clear and you recognize, I got to talk to Dre. When I reached out to Dre Ball, when I said, you are phenomenal in the space that you are in, you got to be on my podcast. Who are you reaching out to in order to help you to meet your goals, but also to help you to power you? Come on, y'all. Don't leave all of these nuggets right here, because there's something that you can take in order to shift differently. Okay, there's something today that you heard in what I said, and I want you to grab that and I want you to pour it into who it is that you are, and then take action on where it is that you're going. Because today, what I talked about to you is how to become unshakably flexible. You are already standing right here. Do the work. Do the work and connect. So Ramon, thank you so much for all of the things. I appreciate you. This is always so, so good.
Lolita Walker, I appreciate you too. Don't forget, everybody, visit lolitawalker.com. I believe Lolita may be having an amazing summit coming up in the next few months. So go to all those places as well, Lolita Walker. Great to have you here. And please give hugs and kisses to that amazing young man who steals the show. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but every time Walker comes on, we're all like, oh my God, Lolita, you can go away. Sorry. We want to hear the dude. So Lolita, thank you so much, everybody. Connect with Lolita on all the platforms. Good to see you here, Lolita. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Appreciate you being here. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We continue on with the Breakfast with Champions show. And I believe today we may have again. Yes, Elena Cardone is here and Lisa Copeland are here. Elena, how are you this morning? This is Ramon Ray. We're going to end the live stream on video and you guys are going to continue as usual. But Elena, how are you? Lisa Copeland, how y'all doing today?
Oh, man, we're so good. Yay. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here, Elena. We're going to turn over to you in 10 seconds. Lisa Copeland, how are you this morning? You all right?
I am doing great. And hey, I want to remind everybody in here, share this out, invite your friends into the room. Elena and I've got some hot topics we're going to be talking about this morning. And we need to get some people in the room because we want to open it up and bring some people up and have some conversations.
Indeed. Hot topics indeed. Glad you're here again, everybody. This is Breakfast with Champions, founded by Glenn Lundy, motivation, education, inspiration with a high dose of positivity where everybody has a seat at the table to help you live your best life or start or grow your business. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of bwcdaily.com. I'm going to end the live video stream right now, and we're getting ready to have a show hosted by Lisa Copeland, Elena Cardone, and I see Glenn Lundy in the house as well. Lisa, take it away.
Hey, good morning. Okay, Elena, can I just tell you something fun?